mic is okay. She off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you ladder, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun. Maiyegun na wa mo.
Hello there.
Maiyegun diary, na you be number one. Maiyegun na wa mo, na mo do. Maiyegun diary, na you be.
Good afternoon to you, good morning to you, good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. Interesting night, right? You are welcome to Maiyegun's Diary.
Maiyegun diary, na you be number one. Gbogbo ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary, na you be number one.
Let me tell you something just before we get started, okay? Know this. For this moment, I have to ask you all, especially the members of the Temple of Truth, that if not for anything else, right? You see this Lagos Abobakus, the Oshogbo Alimajiris, the humbled slaves, the obedient fools, the sophisticated demorons, their uncles and aunties abroad, the Mumumadus, the Bele lecturers, and then the Mumu lecturers of this world. Somehow, I think they deserve this moment of happiness. Let us let them enjoy it too. Because if it has been the other way around, tonight would have been a bloody night. But mind you, as much as you are celebrating the what would likely become the renewal of your slavery license, I am just here to save you. For those I spoke to 8 years ago, they are just like you, honestly speaking. That was the moment they were telling everyone about Buhari as a jihadist, Buhari as a bigot, Buhari as a religious fanatic. And they said, shut up. It's because they hated him. He's going to be your president. They laughed. They mocked me 8 years ago. Some of them are not alive anymore. some of them are no longer in Nigeria. So if you have something, because this happened within APC, Egbekegbe. So like I told you before, I said, we can now put all of them on the pedestal now and chart our own cause. So for this moment, you have to give it to them, sincerely speaking. All of the booby traps, all of the efforts Tinubu pushed, and it managed to force them to conduct the primaries. His worst fear, nightmare, he and his Abobakus, is if they should go and give them the Lagos treatment, consensus, money will be put to shame. Or if we should all go to that field, they will buy whoever is buyable. And that's exactly what you saw last night. Your money went into a selfish charade. But like I said, at least, as Yoruba will say, owo yin fu no. All of your billions that they spent to get this. I mean, if you have lost it, it would have been a different story. So I'm going to say, enjoy it. Some of you are telling me that I predicted that your Tinubu is going to be this or that. Of course, yes, I did. And why? Because the same, I said something, I said, Tinubu, Osinbajo, the rest of all those Yoruba traitors, yeah, they will self-destruct based on their own political alliance. And that's exactly what will happen. This is the first stage. So let me give it to you. Tinubu managed to defeat Buhari's Cabal. That is the truth. That is the fact. What is not the fact is that you shouldn't be celebrating if you are smart enough. Share the broadcast. Tell them, Ewa Bumio. Somebody asked me, did he actually defeat them or did he buy them? The truth of the matter is that every one of those who thought, who said they wanted to be president, including as it happened in PDP, so in their APC, every one of them, yeah, well, maybe not every one of them, majority of them, yeah, had to pay to get those numbers that they got. So which means somebody outspent. So if you have more money, Lagos money, Baba, Lagos money, for Tinubu, they will empty the treasury. And that's exactly what happened. So whoever is going to compete with him is going to be who has more money. That's exactly what happened in PDP too. Remember? Wike was doing his own gra-gra. He was working with this and that. He was paying people and all of that. But when Atiku money came in, plus said as a veteran, you saw what happened. So that's exactly what happened at Tinubu's. So no matter what it is, celebrate, at least celebrate the fact that the whole swagger did not crash last night as expected. I told you, I said, wherever I see on Maiyegun's diary political, yeah, it's simply because of the available information that are at our own disposal. And you can put pieces together, and everything we said here happened. But what finally happened? Tinubu managed to outspend them. And that is with them. I can say whatever I want here. It's never going to change anything among them. I'm not so influential to decide who becomes APC or PDP or your next president or your next this or that. I am not that influential. Do you know what I do most? Yeah. What I do most is to let you look into your decision, your choices when it comes to, especially when it comes to politics, whether you are voting, whether you are not voting, when it comes to understanding how politics works, then putting it aside, putting it side by side with what Nigeria has become. Then at the same time, put yourself in the entire picture. Who are you as a Nigerian in the entire whole frame? If you understand it very well, how it all works, as we call it a rigged system. If you understand how it works very well, you will never, ever waste your time trying to say you want to fix Nigeria. You can't. Nobody can. And that is why somebody like me wants as many people as possible to know this. Whether you are a Yoruba, you are an Igbo man, you are an Hausa man, you are a Northerner, you are a Southerner, whatever deal that these rogues entered, whatever electoral victory that they come out there to celebrate, the one you validate for them or the one they steal from you or bought from you, you are going to be the main loser, right? And the moment you understand that, you will stop validating them. You will begin to help dismantle the rigged system that is put together just against you. But again, they say if you are telling the people, if you are telling them the truth, if you are fighting the oppressors, if you are fighting the oppressors, you mustn't use your both hands, right? You must use one hand fighting the oppressors, and you must use another hand, defending yourselves from the oppressed, the people that the oppressors are powerful over. And that's why I told you it's pretty much like a thankless job. I don't expect you to do anything, and I don't expect you to agree with me all the time. But if you put yourself in the entire picture, the question you ask yourself is this: man, is it worth it anymore? So you can continue to do the ritual every 4 years. Do I have anything to lose? Absolutely nothing. Many times I've said that. Yeah? But it's all up to you. So celebrate it. Enjoy it. And like I said, share the broadcast, and then we can get fully into what really happened, how it happened, and where are you going to be? Those who celebrated Buhari 8 years ago, if they are not already Olushis, some of them are no longer in Nigeria. Some of them are dead. Now, just choose your own poison very, very carefully. Okay? Share the broadcast.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí pa ayé ẹ̀sùnra aṣòfin tí ń rúfin òwò ayé ẹ̀sùnra òwúrọ̀ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun Mawi, thank you very much. So good evening to you once again. Good afternoon to you, and then good morning to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live. Last night, immediately after they managed to breach every roadblock, including the one set on his path by his own supposed political son, Yemi Osinbajo, is coming back to Lagos with APC, Egbekegbese flag, and is going to come back to speak to the Yorubas that finally is coming home with a trophy, but ask him to rule over who. We'll get to that part. Can you see fake Pastor Ruga there? At the same time, Tinubu, I told you something as well among all of what we had at our disposal back then, that APC had so many choices. And when I say APC, I am talking about Buhari's Cabal. Initially, we know that they have a chance of giving or keeping the power in northern Nigeria on the platform of APC, Egbekegbe, simply because of the atrocities they've committed in the last 7 years. So they will need at least a trusted ally to cover their track, especially the looting, the mismanagement, the killings. And as it is, it seems that they found that in Atiku. Now, if you have to read their posts, APC, Egbekegbe, was put together just to take over power. And the man they built it around is Buhari. So what they have left right now is the carcass of what that APC used to be. It's now the carcass of what it used to be. Everyone knows that as it is now, apart from the emotion, the sentiment that comes with, oh yeah, Tinubu finally got, thank God they did not disgrace him yet. They did not do this and that. Now it's time for us to actually reflect. Tinubu is APC Egbekegbe's candidate. Let's leave all that happen now. Let's move on, because that's where we should be as those of us who knows that this whole thing, right? If they have their way, is an extension of the suffering of our own people. Let me put it this way. In fact, the one I didn't tell you, even though I know we didn't have any capacity to actually make that happen or not. And that's why we relied more on them destroying themselves, which is still pretty much what we have, as we must say. One good thing why I personally want every one of them who have stood by, who have been standing by this Buhari, ignoring all they have done, especially to us in Yoruba land. Now, I know many of you have been trained to live in denial. Okay, some of you are watching me right now. You are not in Nigeria, of course. But for those of you who are in Nigeria, this is just like history repeating itself. You are told to live in denial for 7 years. Okay, for 7 years, you denied all the insecurity in Yoruba land. To even make it, to make it kind of disappointing, so to say. As we speak, 3 days ago, they killed over 100 people in our war, terrorists. So you have been trained to live in denial of that. Okay? And you ask yourself, for us in Yoruba land, yeah, and for 7 years, that you as an individual can tell why we are where we are today, despite the fact that a Yoruba man is number 2 man in Nigeria. Number 1, they gave you a sick, demented president, Buhari, who spent most of his time here in London receiving medical treatment. Now, as smart as Yorubas are, that's why I said that if you can drop your emotion for a while, but if you can't, that's your problem. But you are going to come back to this someday. They gave you a sick man, Tinubu, heavily loaded with Lagos money. And, the primaries and whatever they spent in the primaries is just a scratch of what they are ready to spend to make him your president, right? And as a Yoruba people. So when they were at the venue, yeah, I know this, that if Tinubu become your president, okay, what you will have will be the Buhari Pro Max, okay? Your Buhari is the president of Nigeria, Katsina State, northern Nigeria. You, as a Yoruba man, you are reading about the situation. You are watching the situation in northern Nigeria, including Katsina State. Tinubu, a Yoruba, your Yoruba best. They made you live in denial. Living in denial is that to an average Lagos Abobaku, and generally to an average Yorubas, if Nigeria can elect or allow Buhari, a sick Buhari, to be your president, yeah, there's nothing wrong with the shaking, vibrating, demented Tinubu as well. And it simply means, if you look at majority of them pushing Tinubu, they are pushing him on the same pedestal of destruction, failure, and corruption that Buhari represents. But when you look at Buhari, yeah, and you look at his government, and you look at Nigeria, you realize that the choice is him as a choice. You and those who have been the victims of their own political, policy and decisions and all that for 7 years, right? Those of you who actually dance to that, today are their victims. Now, Buhari will be visiting here all the time, of course. I mean, he's been visiting here. Then Tinubu will be visiting here, getting medical treatment, as we know. But you know one thing that I didn't tell you, why I actually want all of them to destroy themselves early enough, so that many of you who are currently going to be or currently abusing me right now, yeah, shut up your mouth, keep your mouth shut, yeah, fine. Many of you saying that right now, you could have easily, honestly speaking, get your eyes opened. They've made you live in denial of what is going on around you. You are the victim of APC, Egbe's 7 years misrule. But because of Osinbajo, that you now call a betrayer, the one that you now call Judas, the one that you now told to go and start selling ice cream, the one from your academy, yeah, for 7 years, you live in denial of all of this. So normal, if they were both destroyed and disgraced, it won't be because of Maiyegun. I told you that many times. But it would have brought a lot of changes, or bring a lot of attention that many of you have been trying to avoid. They are killing us. We are surrounded. Our children, our young children, they are now unemployed. Those who are supposed to be in school, they are not in school. Economy has crashed. You know what I mean? And above it all, terrorism. But for politics, for political exigencies and the rest of that, they made you feel like it's not a real problem. It's not a biggie. Is it the only thing? Are we the only person? It's all lies. This and that they make you say until you will become a victim. So if they have destroyed themselves, if they have used themselves to destroy themselves yesterday, you today will be considering listening to Maiyegun again. So yeah, I want you to celebrate the fact that you have extended the duration of your enslavement. Enjoy it while it lasts. They will use you. They will use your money. You get what I mean? Yes, they will use you. They will use your money. You will continue to hope and pray and dream for a life like good electricity, good water system, good sewage system, good road network, good medical system, good education system, and all of that. You continue to hope because they need to use you. They need to use your money. The first part is this. The delegate who actually made him your presidential candidate in APC, they were paid in dollars. Those who made Atiku the presidential candidate in PDP, they were paid in dollars. But look at you, the ones that will abuse me, the ones that is so joyous now. Hey, Jagaban, Omolodo de, tell them, yala yawon, this and that. Yala ya elonso, are elonso you should tell, you are going to be the victim. You see, they pay the delegate dollars. They are going to pay you. How much? 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira. If some of you are a little bit educated and you can, probably help them, volunteer, join the whole upcoming propaganda recruitment and all of that, yeah, they'll pay you too. And last, they did it for you. You did it with them when you were shouting change, didn't you? Now, when was it not the same you? Are you not the same people? Who also shouted what? You also shouted next level, amidst all the calamity that are befalling you, right? And then you see, so you are all for that. It would have been a different ball game. So yeah. I would have been a little bit. I told people, I said that if they can't get what they want, Yoruba nation will begin to make sense to them. If they don't get their selfish, expensive adventure, which is not in your interest, by the way. Tinubu is going to change our life. You said the same thing. Have you forgotten? You said the same thing in 2015. You did. Yes, you did. You are so confident that all your videos, all what you said in 2014, 2015, they are still out there. So what are you going to say now that is going to freak us other than when you do it, when you finish nailing yourselves, when you finish, then you come back on the same online, start screaming God and start calling on God. And but like as it was in 2015, right? Maiyegun is still here. As it was in 2019, Maiyegun is still here. I am here again in 2022, warning you about the same thing you're about to do to yourselves. But again, I can't really ask you. I mean, I can't really tell you what to do. I mean, I can't force you to do anything. I can always remind you that you see all those choices you are making, there are consequences for them. And if you don't think, or if you probably don't know that, you should remember your last two choices, 2015, 2019. It's never going to be in your own interest. So it would have been to our own favor. Yeah. So Maiyegun, what are you for exactly? What exactly are you for? What I am for is for you to tell yourselves the truth. It's for Tinubu and gang to remind all of you, or to remind themselves the truth, the truth of what they told us in 1998, 1999, when they wanted to give you this democracy. And 23 years after that, you can tell us Tinubu has built billionaires, Tinubu has made this one, Tinubu has made that one, and all of that as your legacy. But look around you. How is your education system? How is your healthcare system? How is your infrastructural system? Are you not living in shanty? Are you not living in slum? Are you living a real life? And if you can look around and only give excuses, then you should be able to live with the consequences of that. Just always remember that. So what I want is for us to tell ourselves the truth, which simply means Nigeria, no matter who become what, Nigeria is not for you as long as its current arrangement is left intact. It's never for you. It will continue to make you poorer. It will continue to make you vulnerable. It will continue to make you more divided, because poverty breeds division. Division breeds what you have seen today. So poverty kind of breeds crime, and crime breeds what you see today. So the likes of Tinubu should know that. But because all of you have agreed, if Buhari could be president, why not Tinubu? But what you are not thinking about is this. As some are saying already, give it to them in the south. Now they have about 2 or 3 or 4 southerners. Kwakwanso, Atiku are from northern Nigeria. And as it is, they have now left you to go and deal with yourself. All what this means is that in a democracy, it is a game of number. Abi, is that not what they will say? A game of number. So if they have to humble you at the poll, if that's how you want it, look at me very well. Okay? I have told people, I said, until we get the people on our side, until we get the people on our side, the politicians, their anger on, their vuvuzelas, they have one single job, just to keep the people in the dark. And guess what? When they finally realize that, look at all of them that are possibly members of all these rogue criminal groups called political party, who are telling you that if you want to break up Nigeria, you know what I mean, you need to come and defeat us first. But you don't have their money, you don't have their weapons. The only thing you have is to reduce the number of people who actually validate them. And I told you that it's going to be a long job. It is the toughest part of it. If there's anyone if there are a group of people who don't want Yoruba's freedom, if there are a group of people who want Yorubas to continue to be part of Nigeria because of what they are getting from, there are no other people than the political class. There are no other people than this Tinubu and gang. It is pretty much about what can they get from the system. Finally, they are going to hold the knife to start cutting the cake, but they will be cutting the cake, not for you, not for me, not for anybody. That when I say cutting the national cake, in the area of development, in the area of progress, in the area of security, they will be cutting it to themselves. And before you know it, you will be abandoned again. You will be angry again. You will be, you will be hungry again. And then you'll be cycling up again and waiting for another 4 years. So somebody like me, yeah, I would rather see how can we cut this short. There's no other people who don't want us to leave other than this Tinubu and gang. How would they want you to leave when they are about to have the largest share of the pie? So to me, it's not in my interest. It's not in your interest. Even if you are supporting them, you are going to be the victim of what you are supporting. Those who are not supporting them, they are also going to be the victim of what they are not supporting if they continue to keep quiet. If you continue to throw banters, I know the situation is terrible. Okay, and I've said it many times on Maiyegun's Diary Political. Nigerians love their oppressors differently. But you as a Yoruba man, if they ask you to bring the best of Yorubas out, you will say Tinubu is the best. And mind you, it's not because Tinubu is actually the best because he has anything to offer, but it's simply because he's the one with the, with the loaded bag. And trust me, not be only Yorubas are eating from that bag. It cut across the entire Nigeria. It was a payback time with a little upset, then he bridged it. The larger one, like MKO Abiola. Remember that Tinubu is already comparing himself, with MKO Abiola, Bafemi Awolowo, and then he said he's going to achieve what they couldn't achieve. And then this is where I now have a message for many of us, especially to let you know what is coming. For those of you who probably have somehow felt like APC would do the job for us, the Yorubas, in order to get the attention of the political class to say, listen, now that you have been quiet for so long because of what you plan to gain, what you plan to what you hope to gain if you remain loyal to Buhari, now that they've done this, can you now please take up the battle of helping us to get out of Nigeria? And if you are not going to, well, your followers who have been led or misled for far too long, who are the victims of your politics, maybe it will be easier for us to talk to them. You remember I said that it would have been so good. Well, it's not so now. They have been emboldened. Now they wish more. But you also need to know what is coming. I'm a Yoruba man, and I can tell you that many in the last 7 years, and even let's say in the last about 35 or 37 years now, Buhari is known to be a fanatic, an ethnic bigot, a tribal jingoist, somebody who love Fulani, this and that. And you are right. Buhari is a tribalist, is an ethnicist, is whatever you want to call him. And he stayed true to those descriptions. But do you want to know who Tinubu is? Tinubu and his camp and group of, his group of travelers in Yoruba land. They are the Adolf Hitler, alt-right, or whatever they are called, of 1940s. Yeah? They are the Adolf Hitler kind of political machine of 21st century. I mean, they don't keep prisoners. For those who know Tinubu and gang very well, propaganda, manipulation, intimidation, bribery, name it. They have everything in there. And when they come out, they come out so bad. So hard, rather. Even you as a Yoruba man, it will get to a stage in what is about to happen now. You see this Yoruba nation, they are going to do everything to erase it completely from every part of Yoruba land and from every mind of a Yoruba man or woman in the coming days. That's not what they're going to do. They are going to make sure that you as a Yoruba man or a Yoruba woman who logically feels like this is not what Yorubas want. This is just a sort of an ego campaign of an old man who just don't know when to quit. And you decided, no, I'm not going to be part of this. I'm a Yoruba man. I'll prefer this. If they are saying things like, if you know what I mean now, I would prefer this. They are going to call you enemy of Yoruba land. And they are going to give it a follow-up. People are going to be harassed. Maybe you think that Buhari supporters are fanatics in northern Nigeria. That if they see any poster of any other candidate or anybody, they will start tearing them down. They will start attacking anywhere and all of that. Wait for Tinubu's time. If you are looking for the kind of the Joseph Gobble's kind of a propaganda, the one that will make you to begin to start thinking, start questioning who you are as a Yoruba man, you are going to witness them in the coming days. You are going to start hearing preachings from places that you'll be like, oh, more. You know why? Because the slogan is Yoruba Lokon. Whoever is against it, Omo Ale Yorubani. It's not for Yoruba land. For 23 years. 23 years. These guys have been recurrent decima, recurrent faces in the political space of Yoruba land, Nigeria, for 23 years. But look at Yoruba land. But they are not Omale. You that will completely say, I'm not interested in any election. I'm not interested in any of all of this. I would rather they spend their time, their resources to bring Yorubas together and what? And get us out of this mess. They will make you feel like they will threaten you. You are going to be threatened. And you need to be prepared. You are going to be, and that's you, Yoruba. Then you haven't seen divisive politics before until APC came, Abi. Remember all those, the Igbos are enemies, the Yorubas are this, you know what I mean now? In 2015, that divisive politics, the rhetorics that divided Nigeria along ethnic lines, religious lines. You are going to see pro-marks of that with this Tinubu and gang. They are going to do a lot of desperate things. And they are going to face a lot of serious embarrassment as well. Then if you are an Igbo man, if you are an Hausa man or a northerner, if you are a non-Yoruba and you are living in Yoruba land and you don't support Tinubu, you cannot publicly show it in Yoruba land in the next coming days. I am saying this to you now because you are going to begin to hear news, stories, and all of that. And you are going to be trolled on social media. They are going to target a lot of things so divisive enough to build the tension. It is their stock in trade. Listen to me. Propaganda of Layamo. Why Layamo became their spokesperson in APC. And all the lies, everything that were planted and all the time, to achieve what they have today. The division that till today, people are still finding it difficult to trust one another, despite figuring out how they used every one of them. You are going to see the promax of it. You are going to see international media presenting Tinubu in a way that all of you in diaspora, you are going to begin to feel like they are not talking about the Tinubu you know. It's going to be like they are talking about different Tinubu, just same way they told you about Buhari. And it was like they were talking about another Buhari. Remember, you are going to see a lot of that. But do you know why I want to let you know, why I'm actually asking you to be in the know of this is this? We know that all of this is never going to keep us safe. It's never going to lift our people out of poverty. Above it all, they would also want to recoup their money, their billions that they're going to spend on this adventure, if peradventure they manage to get it. And remember, Atiku. That's another one, by the way. So my own concern then is this. Tinubu that we know. Do you understand? The Tinubu that we know. You see all those Iyaloja, Babaloja, your Babaijo, your Chief Imam, your all of those people that you would expect them to tell you the truth about Nigeria. Most of them already telling you why Nigeria cannot work. We need to always, come together. We need to save ourselves. We need to do this and that. All of that are going to begin to change soon. And for those that are not going to change, right, it's going to be a different ball game. The bottom line is that all our effort of getting our people never to be part of their 2023 charade, the effort to get them out and to get them on the line of the self-determination, something that at least gives the Yorubas the proper control of our own affairs. One Nigeria continues. Listen, for those of you who don't know, especially in Yoruba land, our argument is this. Our argument is for pro-one Nigeria, it is really, really unthinkable, unfair for anybody to say Nigeria should break up simply because of what? That all Nigeria needed is just to elect one leader that is going to bring everybody together, end terrorism, build the economy, forgetting the fact that that's exactly what they told you when they wanted to bring Buhari in 2014. So our own argument is this. The Nigeria that they have, as it is, rob Peter to pay Paul, a system that turned our people to beggars, turned our own supposed regions to beggars. They would not be able to do anything except they go to Abuja to go and beg for money. And this, which is also pretty much affected by the corruption of those who always buy their way to power like this. They pay their way to power. Then they have to recoup their payments. They have to recoup their investments. Then they also have to reinvest again for another election. All they do, deny our people the right to good healthcare, the right to good education, the right to good infrastructures, the right to good life. And to make it worse now, they are denying our people the right to life. So that is that Nigeria, the one that has made it difficult for the Yoruba land, the government of Yoruba land and their representatives to create jobs for our teeming, unemployed graduates who are all going to be recruited for this political exercise anyway, because at least they will need to survive. They are going to be among those abusing me. But they are the victims of the system called Nigeria. The system that made it impossible for Yoruba land to be lit up, to be powered, have electricity 24/7. A system that encourages the corruption of the political class from every region, including Yoruba land, who have squandered the resources, these little resources that they ended up getting from that same Abuja, and indeed left our people vulnerable poorer, pensioners unpaid, workers unpaid, and above it all, when the economy of Nigeria comes crashing, when your naira crashes, when everything comes crashing, our people are also trapped in that dragnet. And like I said, if you are fighting the oppressors, you don't have to use your two hands. You need to use one and the other hand to defend yourself from the people you think you are defending. And that's the situation we found ourselves. Our argument is that for equity, for justice, for fairness, the structural arrangement of Nigeria is never going to bring unity. It's never going to bring progress. It's never going to bring anything like growth. It's never going to bring anything like love. It's always going to bring division, an unhealthy rivalry, killings like we have been witnessing. But our own thing is that the political class, especially from every part of the country, who is benefiting from this rot, they want the status quo to remain. You, who are their supporters, who don't understand much, you also want the status quo to remain. But people like us know, allowing the status quo to remain is detrimental to your own life. It is detrimental to the life of your own children, if you have them now or if you are going to have them later. And the point here is this: we have proof, we have evidence. For 23 years, they told Yorubas that we couldn't do certain things because their law didn't allow it. All these things, self-development that they said we couldn't embark on, they have kept us poorer. They have kept us underdeveloped. Tinubu and gang, they don't see anything wrong in that. They go to they get taxes from us, then they go to Abuja to get paid every month. Whatever they get, they share. There's little left to actually pay for that doctor who is going to care for that mother, a pregnant mother who need antenatal, who need real care. Since the money is never going to get to her, she's going to resort into what? Tradomedical treatment. Tradomedical. Then it's now in between. May God just save her. Now, this whole thing comes back to you. This is where I have my own grudges. This is where I join others to tell Yorubas that your choice are going to always have consequences. I don't care about PDP or APC. I don't care who becomes your president or not. I care so much how you realize how much danger, how much pawn you are to them in their chess game. Whether you like them, whether you don't like them, if we don't close rank, we are always going to be their victim. That's why I said, yes, they're spending your money. Yes, they are getting what they want. But what is the end goal? What is that going to give that it hasn't given already? What is that new idea that they haven't used already for 23 years? As a Yoruba man that I am, I would have loved to see the top political players in Yoruba land, especially those of them who came to prominence due to Afenifere, Oduduwa, Omo Udua, Niwon, 1998, 1999. They told us, except Nigeria is restructured, except they restructure Nigeria, Yoruba people will leave Nigeria. Democracy came. Now they are interested in sitting there to share the capital. And you as a man, as a young man, maybe the older ones who are probably don't really care anymore, maybe they don't. But you as a young man, if you actually know the consequences of keeping Nigeria one, you are never going to be part of it. And that is where I come in. We have a lot to do, a serious one. Because as it is now, their message is Yoruba Lokan. I'm a Yoruba man. I know that the message is not Yoruba Lokan. The message is Tinubu Lokan. And when it comes to Tinubu, the only prosperity that you are going to get in Yoruba land is the prosperity that is going to be given to his lackeys. He's going to give it to his cronies. Just same one is being given to them. They have been sharing together for the past 23 years. You may not care. It's not new to me. You don't have to care. But you should try and care. If it's your choice if you don't, but the consequences of that should also be your choice too to deal with. But you should care. Nigeria is what it is now. His friends are going to be richer. Many of you are going to be poorer. Yes, you are. It's the same thing with Atiku. Atiku, whenever he gets it, yeah, he's coming from northern Nigeria. Buhari is from northern Nigeria. Can you tell me how the life of an average northerner in the last 7 years is better than the life of an average southerner in the last 7 years? Can you tell me? Of course, you know that is unreal. In fact, we are praying that the calamity that has befallen the northern Nigeria should not envelope, envelope us in southern Nigeria before we wake up. That means we don't want what they have. We don't want to, if having a presidiot from your side is going to make your life better, I mean, how many of you can say, make God, make Tifnumbu, make God let Tifnumbu make your life in southern Nigeria the same way Buhari made the life of northerners? How many of you can say amen to that? Of course not. So whether Atiku, whether Buhari, whether Atiku, whether Tifnumbu, you should know one thing. You will be fooling yourselves to even think that is going to change anything. And you see, life is so short that sometimes you have to ask yourself because I sometimes ask Oloye Sunday Igboho. I said, Oloye, you actually have everything going for you. I mean, you have done so well for yourself. You could just be enjoying your life. You see all this insecurity issue that we are talking about. You yourself, you'll be, before any Fulani will cross you and take you in or anything. Oh boy, they go kill a lot of people. He said, yes. I said, but you just put all of that aside. And then pretty much like you risk it all to ask the Yoruba to come together and defend ourselves. And look at what happened. And he personally told me that if they have to put the price is paid for asking us to come together and defend ourselves and defend Yoruba land. When he told me the price is paid, when they burnt his house, killed 2 innocent people in his house. Igboho Dash could have continued to just, as so many people have said, continue to enjoy his life peacefully. Don't worry about these people. You can't fight for them. This is a man who rose up, nearly killed, and still lost over 100 million naira to the whole thing. Remember, they burnt his house, they destroyed his property, and then targeted his business, closed me, Maiyegun, talking to you right now. I can just be like all of you, or many of you watching me right now. Make I just watch somebody talking about Nigeria. Nobody need to know me. Nobody need to hear me. At least where I am pretty much safe. My family is safe. Their future is safe. Their future is secured. My life is safe. My future is secured. I have something worked out for me. But look at me here, answering one Mukaila from Ejigbo, who is telling me that I am destroying my life for telling him not to stop destroying his own life. Stop destroying the lives of the people around you. Look at that one, Kingsley from Enugu, telling me to shut up and then face my life because, this whole thing against Tifnumbu, against the politicians, you are just destroying your life. How am I destroying my life when I am watching from far? You blow yours away, burn your lives away on the promise of people who actually destroyed the same place. So that's the question I asked Igbo. I said, we have nothing to gain. We have nothing to lose if we want to be selfish. But we have a lot to lose if we want to be sensible and not selfish. You can have all you have, everything. Then one day, you will realize that you've actually lost your identity. You've lost your value. You've lost your heritage. You've lost where you come from because you didn't give a damn. I don't know how many of us who are like that. Everything you see today, politics and all of that, the gain you get from that, all the noise, all the drama, they are momentary. They are momentary. But you see the effects, their own effects or the consequences of all those decisions, they are everlasting for life. It takes a generation to change that. So, the distraction that we must work seriously to close gap, that distraction is here. So we have to let people know. Okay? You have to let people know that this conversation, okay, it's not about who is better, who is good, who is preferable between APC, PDP, Labour Party, which is Peter Obi and the rest. No, it's not about that. It is about the system all of you are trying to make those choices on. Nigeria. If you pay attention very well, you would not waste your energy. So now they have the distraction. Peter Obi on the right. So many people who don't believe in Nigeria anymore, they are now rooting for Peter Obi. They are now looking on the side. I told you yesterday, I said, the young people who said they don't believe in PDP, they don't believe in APC, right? They are now pushing Peter Obi. That's a distraction for the self-determination, isn't it? If all of us are still open, that something is going to make people to agree, well, something is not going to make them anytime soon. That's the point. Something is not going to make them see the truth now, or accept it, or act on it now, if nothing is done. Talking to them alone is not going to do it. And that is why I know for those of us in the temple of truth, we must continue to get our people to know, you see, getting involved in their election comes with consequences. And in the long run, yeah, we should also at the same time continue to position ourselves, present ourselves in the minds of the same people that are going to be reading the messages of these people. This is no time to think that, because like I said, it would have been so good if they have crashed out. You see all of these, their supporters and the rest of them who have been, whose energy have been renewed now. By now, they would have been so demoralized. They would have been so disturbed. And when you say, how far? What about Yoruba Nation now? Majority of them would have picked that up. But you know one thing? The reason why I also said we should not completely underrate the Peter Obi and the young people right now in Nigeria who are saying they are done with PDP and APCs. We should not overlook them. We should not pretend that we don't see what is going on, because they have positioned themselves as the alternative from the fallout of PDP, APC, a sort of a third force that we will talk about some other time too. But they are positioning themselves. As you are watching this video right now, even the different groups who are doing Yoruba Nation, in the next few days, in the next few months, in the next few days and few weeks, they are going to start telling you that to get Yoruba Nation, Yoruba must support Tinubu. And before you know it, they will begin to argue along that line. It is all fraud. It's all lie. To counter them, you are not just going to be talking down on them. We need to put a lot of stuff out there too. Now we know they are contenders now. Now we know what to tell the people. When you put Tinubu, when you put Atiku, when you put Obi, when you put every one of them on the same plate, now we know what to tell the people why Yoruba nation is pretty much imminent. So they said that the northern Nigeria have settled for Atiku. But I will tell you this: Tinubu's money can buy anything buyable. What, like he said, like he told you, whatever money cannot do, more money will do it. There's so much of a kind of political spread as it is now. If they ever conduct an election, by the way, this level of terrorism in Yoruba land, this level of killing in Yoruba land, don't ever get carried away too much, because what happened in our war that we pray and hope should never happen anywhere else. Yeah, they are also still pretty much a danger that they are telling you to overlook. That if Tinubu becomes the APC, Egbekegbe's candidate, it's never going to stop the insecurity in Yoruba land. In fact, from what we know, it's going to escalate it. Yeah, it's going to escalate it. So it is better for us, any one of us who believes so much in Yoruba land, who believes so much in Yoruba safety, believes so much that we cannot just sit back and complain. Then it's going to be the time for us to do something that we've always wanted to do, which is we will cause a little bit of upset, a little bit of distraction, a little bit of embarrassment for them here and there in Yoruba land. All of these are also going to be part of their political conversation as long as it lasts. Do you get that now? The reason why we have to be part of this, the part of those that will tell them, don't forget about Yoruba nation, don't forget about who you are. Don't let them promise you nonsense. They are doing all of this via one Nigeria. The same thing, the same set of faces who promised you to the Buhari and all of that. They are going to come back to you. But we're not going to say that on social media like this. We're going to say it to our people right there in Yoruba land. We're going to fund that. So Lagos Abobaku, I told you yesterday, I said, if your man get burned, that is not even your candidate, he is never going to be off our hook. As long as Buhari APC Egbekegbe exists, it will always be responsible for all the calamities brought upon us as a people. It will always be responsible, among many of them. And I also told you, I said, if he becomes your candidate, he actually makes it better. In fact, it's even better. You know why it's even better? On the other side, though, it's because it will be easier for you, or let me say, it will be easier for us to further convince reasonable, sensible Yorubas that is this the best, the reason why they have to keep us as part of Nigeria for another 8 years. This is going to be part of our messages. Your Tinubu is going to always be like a blab. It's going to miss yarn. It's going to poo-poo. It's going to pee. It's going to trip. It's going to shake. All of those things, yeah? We will put them there. We are not just going to talk about them on social media. We are going to put them out there. The same way you are going to put all your lies, on the face of our people. The same way you are going to bombard our people with your lies, promises that are not there. We are also going to use our money, to use every of those to tell our people, this is not it. Choose Yoruba nation and demand for it. And yes, and we will get it. Yeah, we will get it. Well, of course, we don't have billions, and we will likely not have billions. But with what we have, Tinubu is going to be the one giving us the content. Atiku is going to be the one giving us the content. Your Nigeria will be the one giving us the content to tell our people, is this the one that is worth it? Your newspaper, you are going to pick up your newspaper in Nigeria, major dailies, right? We'll buy the front pages, we'll put it there. Yoruba nation is coming. All of these are going to be our own engagements. As you are lying to our people, we are going to be telling them the truth. So do you get that now? I am not one of those that would come here and tell you that no election, no election. No. That's uncivil. Especially if you are fighting for freedom, if you are fighting for liberty, if you are fighting for anything like a decision of like a referendum, all these they require what is called a democratic norm. And listen to me, the world watches, and you are not alone. But my own thing is this: as you have the right to say you want to vote or campaign and all of that, so do we have the right to also campaign and tell our people the reason why they should not be part of it. You are going to try and tell them Yoruba Lokon, Omo Yoruba, Yoruba this and that, and you are going to call us enemy of Yoruba land. But we are going to tell our people the truth. If you call Maiyegun enemy of Yoruba land, if you call the concerned Yorubas worldwide enemy of Yoruba land, we will tell our people the truth, the real enemy of Yoruba land. We'll give them, facts, fact and figure like that. We'll show them things that they have never been shown before. We'll go out there, and we know many of you are going to be very hostile. You're going to be very, very, very hungry. Nobody is coming to sell Tinubu. Nobody is coming to sell Atiku. Listen to me. Nobody is coming to sell anyone to you. What they are coming to do is to come and intimidate you, blackmail you, or bribe you into accepting either of the two. Do you understand that? And they are not going to do it directly. They're going to do it through so many people. For example, you're just wasting your time if you don't vote for PDP or APC. You are just wasting your time if you think Yoruba nation will come, if you don't support Tinubu. You are just wasting your time. And all of those statements, things to tell you, bully you, emotionally blackmail you, until you finally either stay away or you sign up for either of them. And that is why I ask people who want to challenge that, why do you want to waste your time? Why do you want to waste your time trying to fight a system that predates you, which means a system that is deliberately put together, rigged even before your birth? Don't try to fix it. You just have to get rid of it. And we need a number of people. We need a lot of people to understand why first, structurally. And we know that we don't have the money they have. We don't have the money they have. We don't have the number of, we don't have slaves in our camp that couldn't think for themselves. The confusion you have is simply from those who believe that they can still continue to do same thing again and again and get a different result. So if you want to celebrate anything, my brother, I think the ideal thing you should be celebrating at all is that you are still alive now to listen to me. You are still alive now to watch me, and you can indeed jubilate, jibe, and the rest of them. But I have lived long enough. Okay, I have lived long enough. I've lived there long enough to see that you are going to be the victim of your own joy. There were many of you who had jobs in 2014, 2015. You were even donating, contributing money for Buhari, APC, Egbe. Today, many of you have no real job anymore. Some of you, or let me say many of you who had your businesses pre-APC, Egbe in 2015. 7 years after that, it is either you are now in something just getting by, or you are completely out of business, nothing. There are many of you who relocated out of Nigeria, even though they promised you that once APC, once they come to power, Many of you will be returning back to Nigeria because corrupt people are those who are going to be running away. That is not what happened. And if you think the same set of people who told you those lies have changed, they have found a new solution, a new idea that you have never seen before, and it's going to change your lives, the same way I told you then, the same way. There was a girl. There's this girl who was singing. How many of you remember this girl who was singing February inside the Keke Marwa on Seko? There's this girl. She was singing inside Keke Marwa. And it was a Nigeria February. Buhari came in. She actually became so popular. On social media, she became, you know what I mean? Like, after a year that Buhari came in, and Buhari started, the results started coming out, right? 2 years after that, she left Nigeria, right? So people were now, you know, as usual, people were digging up people who brought in Buhari. They dug this girl out. And the girl started crying that they were bullying her. Me, I won't bully you. She even said I bullied her. She told me, she said that Maiyegun was bullying me. I didn't bully her. I was just pretty much like elections have consequences. So it is the same thing now. Okay? Wherever you get yourself involved in, there are consequences for them. If you are able to be, if you are happy with your choice, you must also be happy with the consequences. Some of you are happy with the consequences, but we just feel like even those who are not in support, they are now victims of the consequences of your choices. And what can we do other than to save ourselves before we all become victims? If you don't care for your life, of course, go for it. But there are those who do care for their lives. And those are the people who want to reach out to and tell them, before they turn this to Yoruba versus Igbo, versus Hausa, North versus South, because they will use all the division, all the dividing technique in the book. They will use that. Before you get yourself caught up, somehow, as a Yoruba man, before you get offended because of somebody is saying something about Tinubu and they are using Yoruba generally, I am asking you to remember that that is going to happen. Before you, my dear brother, Igbo man and woman, my dear brothers and sisters, before you begin to generalize about Yorubas, remember, there are Yorubas who are not interested in Tinubu or Atiku or the entire system entirely. And whenever you begin to use your generalization, just remember them. I can't tell you what to do. For somebody like myself, to keep my sanity, to keep myself sane, in this madness that is going to envelop everybody soon, I have decided to always see people, to always see someone as who they are, rather than thinking that person or a group of people or group of persons, they speak or represent the tribe or ethnic. Tinubu doesn't represent me. My own Yoruba brother is going to call me a bastard. Do you know that? So don't make it worse by you then joining and say, Yorubasa. Be careful. Because there are Yorubas who are not interested in all these shenanigans. But somehow, the voice, the resources at the disposal of these opportunists, these traitors, Yoruba traitors who sold us off. The resources is massive. Our people have been enslaved for that long. So I'm saying this to you. They are going to play tribal card. They are going to play ethnic card. They are going to play religious card. At some point, you will see some people will tell you, if you don't support Tinubu and you are not a Yoruba man, you have to leave Yoruba land. All these rhetorics, they are coming from the blatant and then empty slaves of these oppressors. They are empty. They are, these are like, they are like empty vessels, okay? Like vacuum, empty vessels. Whatever is filled into them, is what they are going to spit out. So all these guys don't speak for us. They don't represent us. There are Yorubas who believe that the worst of the Yoruba land are those representing the Yoruba land. The worst of Yoruba land, they are representing the best of Yoruba land. If you don't believe me, go and talk to them, they will tell you. These are the comfortable slaves in Yoruba land as well. They will tell you that they are better, they are okay. They are okay with what they have. They don't speak for me. They don't speak for people like me. So in order to keep your own sanity, see, you can. Some of you feel comfortable and say, Yorubas are this, Yorubas are that. That is your own problem. So if you see me and say, "Do you see all these Yoruba people, this Yoruba," that's your headache, you. They are going to make you say that. They are. One moment. Don't do any poll. Somebody is saying that we should do a quick poll. You are wasting your time. What we should be doing most of the time is this. Would you support Yoruba nation? Or would you continue to go for Nigeria presidency? So when you put a questionnaire like that out, then you can start a conversation. That is what our own organization is going to do in the coming weeks by the grace of God. You get what I mean now? So don't do any poll. You're just going to be wasting time. This time around is beyond online poll and anything anymore. We're just going to put a questionnaire out. Our people are going to be asked, and we are going to we're going to keep the record. Yes, we're going to record that and see the pulse and feel the pulse of our people in the coming weeks, so to say. So they are going to make you feel like all Yorubas are supporting Tinubu. You are going to see videos. You are going to see some loonies. You are going to see some callers. They are going to speak on social media. They are going to make videos. They're going to say a lot. I just want you to know one thing. And that is something that has been established, especially on Maiyegun's Diary Political, for over 10 years now. Something that has been established, that there are Yorubas who knows these people very well. There are Yorubas who knows what they have turned our people into. There are Yorubas who are never, ever, ever going to be in bed with these guys. And there are Yorubas that can't wait to get done with these guys, to be done with them completely. There are actually Yorubas. I am one of them. So in Yoruba land, these Oshins, these cretins, these crumb eaters, ass lickers, ombud slaves, right? They call us names too. When they abuse us, when they attack us, when they call us their enemy of this, the enemy of that. But when it comes to why do they not have electricity, they don't mention our name. Why do they not have good hospitals? They don't mention our names. Why do they not have good hospitals and education system for their children? They don't remember us as the enemy, because we are not their real enemies. So I just want you to know this. It is going to get so dirty. Oh, APC campaign is going to be a child's play. Remember the campaign of APC, Egbekegbe, Buhari versus Jolantan, then Buhari versus Atiku. You see this particular one, it is going to be everybody go collect. Tinubu don't spend over $100 million so far. They are ready to spend more than $5 billion for this election. I'm talking about something over 2 trillion to 3 trillion naira. They will buy whatever is buyable. They will chase whatever is chaseable. They will bury whatever is buryable. They will, they will do whatever it takes. They will divide whatever is divisible. So what we have to know is this. This is coming. And the only way to keep ourselves together is to always remember, this is coming. They will abuse you. They will call you names. It's not new. Okay? Their joy don't really last. That is why I said this particular one, we then get today, against all odds, let them enjoy it. But is it going to last? Of course it is not. But where are you going to? Are you going to continue to wait? Of course we are no longer going to wait. Now we know those who are going to lie to our people. How are we going to make sure that whatever they tell them is watered down? And the shocker that possibly they are not expecting before their 2023. That can be done if we don't just complain. So, they don't give us their lists. It is time for us to release our own moves. So look at me very well, sir. Those of us who are talking about Yoruba land and Nigeria, we have stated our reasons why we are not interested in any of your candidates, in any of your political party, or where they come, your candidates or wherever they come from. We are not interested. Listen, we know here, we actually know this on Maiyegun's diary political that, yes, it is either they self-destruct or they weaken themselves. So by the time it is time for the people to rise, genuinely rise against them, yeah, they will be kind of too weak. They will be too weak to fight back. Many of you, their supporters, their followers, their believers, majority of you, I mean, you would have become too weak, hungry to even fight for them. Because whatever it is, if they put all of you in a bracket, even full one basket. Now the divided people, they give all of you the muzzle. So to get them together, get everyone together, tell them the truth, drop this whole charade, come together and fight for what is right for you, push for something that they won't push for you. If you validate what they gave to you, you are going to be in that bondage for another 4 years, another 80 years, or maybe another 80 years. So if you have the energy now, you will do something, especially for your own children. One thing is this: Yoruba first. So we don't care where the candidates come from. And I don't want you to get blackmailed for that. So if you know why somebody like me continue to, to enlighten the Yorubas, my Yoruba brothers and sisters, it is a tough job. You don't know. There are many people who are like, they love what I'm doing so much. Fact for fact. You know what I mean? Number for number. But when it comes to how I actually talk about these rogues, these Yoruba criminals, as much as they love me, right? They always kind of feel, how I wish that Maiyegun doesn't really attack all this Yoruba, because they are Yoruba. I'm a Yoruba man. Some of them are wondering, how Maiyegun, I can't do what you are doing, I can't, I mean, I can say it in private, call them names, that, say them be this or that, cause them, do all of that. But on camera, Maiyegun, you get live out. I said, your fear is that the people that are your supposed fellow Yoruba people, they are going to feel offended. That, you're not a Yoruba man. You should not be saying that about your fellow Yoruba man, whatever is the thing. Don't ever say that about them. But do you know why you are going to listen to them? Because as a Yoruba man, you don't want your fellow Yoruba not to like you. I don't want my fellow Yoruba people. I don't want people, generally, there are people who feel like, I don't want people not to like me. I don't want them to see me as rude. But when I was doing my own research, I discovered that there is no other people who have been so rude, disrespectful, right? Condescending, towards us, than the same people who are demanding respect from us. And the moment I discovered that they are worthless piece of shit, I don't care about their age anymore. So as a Yoruba man, I decided to say it exactly the way it is, because I know what I'm saying publicly is what many of you are saying privately. Or you can come publicly, I'm all there, and this and that, because as a typical Yoruba man, or as a typical human being, you are expected to have your bias towards your kind, no matter what. I have my bias towards my Yoruba people. Serious one. A bias that says, I love Yoruba land more than anything. Because that's all I've got. But the threat against Yoruba land, when I figured it out, the threat is not coming from outside. The threat is coming from within. Because the threat from within is a threat of weakening us for the invasion of the outside. And that hurts. It hurts so badly. So as a Yoruba man, it is pretty much the right thing. As a Yoruba, if you enter one room, they say in Yoruba, when two brothers enter one room to go and talk, they walked out looking fresh, smooth, laughing. Just believe that 100% they just went there to go and lie to themselves. But you see, in a room where Yorubas are telling themselves the truth, and some people are denying the truth or rejecting the truth, if you close the door for few minutes, if you open the door later, you go see some injured, tired body on the floor. But the people standing, you can tell there is a battle. So if they walk out of that room, they will not be smiling or laughing. It simply means they have dropped age, they have dropped class, they have dropped everything that makes them, that gives them a grade. They told themselves the truth. That's the kind of Yoruba man that you should have at the back of your mind when the Lagos Abobaku begin to troll you everywhere, throwing Yoruba this, Yoruba that. Before you call us names, just know that so many of us who are reasonable Yorubas, we are doing our best to keep our mad people under check. Today, it is so bad that the mad, I want weary, they are calling me weary. Simply because I am telling them that for 23 years, Yorubas have been in charge of Yoruba land. And yet, there is nothing called political, economic, or security integration of Yoruba land. Nothing. Everything is just vibes. And inshallah, God will be blood of Jesus. God is seeing us. He's seeing us. So there's nothing. There's no plan. And as a logical person, you can't be in the same boat with these rogues. No. So people don't like me for that. And I've earned that. So when they come with their divisive rhetorics, when they come with their Nigeria this or that, I want you to know something. We need ourselves to stop these rogues. And that is why I am not ruling out the Peter Obi people. I have seen what they are doing. I said something must kill a man. Whatever is it going to be, something must end Nigeria. And as it is going to self-destruct. The people who are living in their own bubble, the bubble of power, we can do whatever we want and get away with whatever we want. Then the people who are tired on the other side, pushing and pushing, they said they will use Labour Party to send APC and PDP away. I say, really? I would love to see that. But do you know why I actually want to see that? It's because when Nigeria happened to them for real, we want everybody to meet their own reality. Okay? If Tinubu and his friends from northern Nigeria, Kaduna, Katsina, Kano, Bauchi, and all those, Northwest, then they call them, all the states that gave him the delegate, if they stay loyal, so they decide to just give it to Tinubu in case of Atiku, so that they're like, okay. And as it be so, Nigeria is so divided, there are so many people already predicting what it's going to be like. It can't be like waiting then do the Northerner in 2015. They won't do to the people, we do to them. Let me give you a quick recap of that quickly. That just came to my mind. In 2015, before 2015, from the report, they said that Tinubu and gang, they decided to settle for Buhari and make Pastor Ruga his vice. Listen, because they knew then that Buhari was not going to last long. He was very sick, very, very. So probably it was going to be like a Yaradua. And if that should happen, he In fact, before Pastor Ruga, Tinubu was going to be the vice president. He was going to be Muslim tickets before Saraki, Atiku, and the new PDP who joined them said no. Then they brought in Pastor Ruga. So they said the plot back then was that if APC, Egbekegbe, should win the election, Buhari is not going to last anyway. So Pastor Ruga will just be the good luck Jonathan of APC. And Tinubu and gang, they can just gain access to power behind the door. Buhari failed to die. Since Buhari now failed to die, and then 2019 election was coming, Pastor Ruga was still pretty much never going to be president. So what happened? They made Tinubu believe that if you work for us for the second term, we'll give you something at the end of it. You will be the next. Since you are also pretty much a London hospital patient, Abi, then we'll give you another now. That same thing that your people were waiting for, Buhari to pay, now our people will be waiting for that too. So it's a tricky one. Whatever comes out as it is, you can tell none of it has your interest in it, which is where I get interest. That's it now. They say, you remember when Buhari was very sick and Pastor Ruga was the acting president. Yeah, there's a recording. There's a recording where Pastor Ruga was saying the ministers, they don't respect him. That the senators and leadership, they don't really respect him because they see him as an houseboy. That's CEO. When he becomes the substantive president after Buhari, he didn't say Buhari should die. He didn't say that in the audio. He just said it there that, and Buhari was there in London. And the rumor everywhere is that Buhari don't die, Buhari don't die. Pastor Ruga was now saying they will all have to come here and respect him because he will need to, he's going to be the president, so he can sack all of them and hire other people. So they will now come and respect him. He was complaining bitterly that they don't respect him. They just see him as a houseboy. Then he was like, when I become the president, and I want to see how they're going to deal. So how can you be president to deal with Buhari's ministers, except Buhari dies, Abi? So that's the audio of Osinbajo that they said they have on him, the compromise they have on him. So which kind of proved that indeed the permutation was let Osinbajo be the vice president to a sick Buhari. So if Buhari then die, Osinbajo can just go in and power can come to Yoruba land, Yoruba president. Do you get that now? By using Buhari. That didn't work out. So now, Kolu is going to, if Kolu is your president, they will say, Yoruba president. Then Yorubas will begin to pray. Hey, make Kolu no die, because if Kolu should die like this, power is going back to the north. You see all of these things. Oh, now they've given it to Tinubu. No, the north is just deceiving him. The north is going to give it to her. They're going to vote for Atiku. Hey, but if you ask me personally, which I have always been asking all of you all the time, why do you want to get yourself involved in all of that? When you know that at the end of the day, now una go suffer am. The people who get the power will get the power. Like my song said, they suffer to get the power. They know they do anything with the power. They suffer to get the power. They kill. They did all of that. They threaten to make Buhari president. Now they get the power. They know they do anything with it. You, who is going to want them to be in that power? You that is, who is pushing for it? I'm asking you, does it really worth it? So me, I don't get any candidate. To me, I'm just here to mock you, mock every one of you. Every one of you who is one Nigerian, it would have been so fun tonight. And it's still pretty much fun because it's also a time to let you know that enjoy, celebrate, do whatever you want to do. But at the same time, we know what is coming. We know what your next move is going to be. We know the divisive politics you play. We know the propaganda politics you play. and we know the intimidating politics, that you play. We just want to make sure that our people know this too. And this time around, they are prepared as well. So yeah, this is where we come in. Do you get that? This is where we come in. It's not going to be just talk. So far, so good. There's been a lot going on behind the scene, and we just have to increase it. There's a lot going on behind the scene because all of this cannot be done. Yoruba nation, and then whatever we are pushing, right? They cannot be done if our people are easily convinced to keep going to their rallies, to keep shouting Yoruba local, because that is going to be different now. Yoruba nation, Yoruba nation, Yoruba nation is going to be like slowing down if we don't do anything now. It's going to be Yoruba local, Yoruba local, Yoruba local. And before you know it, you just have to dead the Yoruba Nation campaign. The other day, one of the leading figures of the Yoruba Nation, and I think it was like I think it was 2 years ago, once said that Tinubu is Yoruba. If Tinubu become the APC candidate, Yoruba Nation will vote for him. I don't know what they are going to say now that Tinubu is the candidate. That's why I'm trying to warn you ahead of time. There's going to be serious fight. Tinubu's money will enter different groups and they will start fighting themselves now. Many people will tell you to wait and wait, but we have done so much to have stopped, to now put a hold on this. Tinubu doesn't need to leave a limb. All he needed is got it. What he wanted, he has it. Now, if he cannot use whatever he's going to do to get that power the same way they manage to intimidate Jonathan out of office, they will do everything. But on top waiting, on top Nigeria, that is where you come in. That is where I come in. That's where we all come in. So if we want this voice to still be so loud out there, there's no more time of us staying in one place. It is time for us to take the message straight to our people, talk to them. It's not going to be easy. Trust me, it's not going to be easy. They are going, as you are walking into different homes, right? You are going to be seeing Tinubu people everywhere, and they are going to call you enemy. But you know how it's going. The other easiest part of it is that you can easily tell them, collect whatever they give to you. As they have the right to vote, so do you have the right to say you are not voting. Okay, tell them about Yoruba Nation. That's how we are going. That's what the mobilization that we are going to do in the coming weeks. The mobilization we are going to fund in the coming weeks, our fellow Yorubas. So if the Yorubas, if our people want the Yoruba Nation and they don't know how to go about it, it is now time for us now to discover those people, bring them out, support them. As Tinubu is coming to lie to them, like I said, it is now our job to water down those lies, so that when they get to a point where they expect the way they pay their delegates, the same way they are going to give you a bag of rice, give you money, give you food here and there to go and vote for them, same way they always do every 4 years. They gave the delegates money. They are going to give you the money. And our job is to tell you that you also have the right to collect all of that and sit at your house on that day. You don't waste it. You don't let anybody emotionally drag you out and say, Shebi, you are a Yoruba man. Jalo. You also have the right to sit at your house. Cook the rice they give you. Use the money they give to you to buy meat and fish. Prepare that for your family and sit at home to chop the rice. Yeah, you can boycott the election. Our job is to see how we can tell you to do that. And then it's up to you if you do it or not. Like I said, it is not going to be easy. But if we are not ready to actually put a foot on the ground, if we're not ready to actually march and put boots on the ground and march here and there, then we can continue to hope that our wish will come true. I don't want to sit down and hope. I don't want to sit down and wish. I want to start acting. And that's exactly what I'm going to, implore you as well, watching me right now. They are going to emotionally get you. You have been listening to Maiyegun all this while. You have been having your doubt all this while. But in this last 24 hours and all the hours that are going to come after this, you are going to be faced with every lie that is going to make you think you should reconsider. But how do we keep you upright? How do we keep you sane? How do we keep you informed? Is by always keeping you engaged. It's going to be beyond the social media. It is now going to be our own job. We have to go out there as they are sending their agents to go and share rice to our people, to go and share clothes for our people, to go and give them money. We are also going to be there telling our people, listen, collect it, keep it. In fact, take this more, take this more. We'll give them more and say, take more. Take more. It is your right to stay away. Don't validate their fraud. Weaken them from where they don't expect. And as a Yoruba man, a Yoruba woman, you don't need to disrupt anybody. You don't need to tell anybody not to. If you go there with no. It is going to be our job as they are lying to you, as they are lying to our old men and women, as they are lying to our aged, the pensioners, the disabled, the vulnerable, and all of them in our society. The people that actually get manipulated to validate all this fraud, the people that get all their rallies filled up, we are not just going to talk to them here. We are going to meet them in their rooms. We are going to meet them in their shops. We're going to meet them on the buses. You watching me right now, that is your job. When we go on live, you are going to be a volunteer. You are going to go into homes, into houses, like people who are preaching, evangelists. You are going to go and evangelize and tell them Yoruba nation or nothing. How do we make that happen? It's up to us. If we can't do that, then we should stop pointing fingers and blaming people that they don't listen, they are poor, they follow this, they follow that. Enough of all of that, please. Because what I have figured out is that educated people campaign for corrupt people. Educated people campaign for criminals. Educated people put up lies to sell all these politicians to the uneducated people. They sell them onto these illiterate. They sell them to our people who are scared. They sell all these criminals to our people who are vulnerable. And when when our people now vote for them, when our people now validate them after collecting money here and there, educated people will now blame the poor people for electing the corrupt people. Do you understand that? So we need to be the absorber in between, something that is going to absorb and then water down the lie as it gets to our people. In between, we must have effects in this year election. Boycotting it is one of them. And I'm talking about something that will become so serious, even if Tinubu's money will come under threat. So we have to do that. So Lagos Abobakus, Oshogbo Alimajiris, I told you, right? This is just the beginning, right? I told you, once you manage to finish your APC, Egbekegbe, trade by barter ticket, between us, it is just a continuation of the whole thing. Pay attention very well. I don't hate any of your leaders. And I've said that many times. I don't hate people. I'm not somebody who hates. Hate is a very strong word. And before I tell you that I actually hate you, I hate you. If I say that, it must be something I mean. And it's not something I say lightly or say out. And I can't remember how many times I said that to anybody. Not in my life. But the truth you can always be very sure of is that I don't like them. And I don't pretend about it. If they do something good, it's all about what they say they would do. If they do them, I will talk about that. If they then, when I talk about the system, how the system is enabling them to get away with a lot, then I will still talk about them. You have not been paying attention. I don't like them. I don't like any of them. And I'm not hiding it. And you, who is their supporter, you have the right not to like me. But if you say you hate me, you probably don't understand why. Because if they ask why do you hate me, you say you hate me because I'm talking about criminals. So it doesn't make any sense. But you can say, I don't like him because he criticizes our leader. He talks nonsense about our leader. That guy, I don't like. But when you say you hate me, you want to do this or that to me, that's common nonsense because I don't have any business with you. Seriously, I don't. If all of us are thinking we're supposed to be victims, we're supposed to be friends because we are victims of the system. we are victims of the system. But at the same time, I don't like them. You don't like me. What do you expect? If I see them do anything right, I will say it. Sheyi Makinde, when he was doing the nice thing that we could trace and touch, I said them. When it came to this insecurity and this traitorship, he is also a traitor, Yoruba traitor. But to his own supporter, no, he's not. He's not, because to his supporters, Nigeria is fine. At least Sheyi Makinde is governor. That's why I said that you don't have to like me. You don't owe me that. You don't owe me any like. I hate this guy. That is too much. Because you have no reason to hate me. I've never been part of those who actually, either those who decide what your country is going to be like. I have never been part of that. So why should you hate me? I don't even live in the place. I am supposed to be liked by you, but you don't owe me that. But hate me or hate your leader. I don't hate any of your leaders. I don't, I just believe that all of us have one life. We should just be responsible for our actions. Like whatever you do, be bold enough and be responsible for it. Just say, yeah, I did that. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, I did that. I'm not sorry. Fine. And then you move on. So we are victims of the system that many of you are defending. And it is also our right to say, no, we don't want to be part of that. Yeah, you should learn how to be that, to be like that. Somebody is asking me what did Tinubu destroy? I know I may have to just start all over again if I have to personally explain to you, because most of these questions are not really questions. Okay, they are just like, tell us why you don't like him. Oh, yeah, tell us why. Why should I tell you why I don't like him? Well, all I told you all the time is to tell you about a system that created them, a system that is rigged against people like myself, a system that he supports, a system that keeps majority of you poorer. So it's part of that. Why should I single him out and say I like him? I've told you his role. But to you, it's not like that, which means that's fair, that's fine. For you, not for me. So we won't just talk, like we said, we would act, and acting is going to start soon. So we want many of us to know that, okay? So I am not your friend, and I'm not expecting you, Lagos Abobakus, Tinubu apologists, the ass lickers, the all-risers, and the rest of you, okay? But one thing I'm very sure of is that you are always going to be watching me. You know that? Even if you leave now, you're going to come back and still watch Maiyegun. You know why you are watching Maiyegun? Because you know your worst fear is that everything Maiyegun say is true, and they will always come back to haunt you. So I'm not responsible for your actions. I'm not responsible for what who you choose. I'm not responsible for how you go out there. I'm just asking you to be responsible for the consequences of those actions. And don't push it aside. Don't turn it around. Now, within just few hours of declaring Kolu is already talking about changing Nigeria from the 16 years of PDP rule. This is after 8 years, it is almost 8 years of APC. And you are telling me that I should sit down and be arguing with Lagos Abobaku, the Lagos Abobaku that are going to, you want to talk to them and say, okay, yeah, what does Tinubu have to offer? And they'll start asking you about Atiku, start asking you about this or that, and you'll be like, what's my business with Atiku? Yeah, you know, well, if you don't like Tinubu, is it not that you are supporting Atiku? I say, so don't waste your energy. We know where this is going to end. And because we don't want to end there with them, we want to end in a better place. It's up to us. So before they capture you, before they brainwash you, before they emotionally blackmail you, we need to keep the tempo up. I'll open my line soon. I know a lot of people want to talk. Lagos Abobakus, I won't mind if you can pick up your phone. Listen, you see that number on your screen? It's a WhatsApp call number. WhatsApp only. Don't call directly. That's +4479 6063 then 1010. That number is a WhatsApp call. Okay. I've told you, enjoy the moment, pick up that phone, call in, right? And then say it to my face, right? That Ashiwaju Oga yin Otiwole, make I just have a chat with you. You know what I mean? If you're an Ashiwaju person and you know that people are just eating, you're just eating. Ashiwaju is the best. Pick up that phone. If you are lucky and I pick your call, just be ready to educate all of us what we don't know. Don't use one. Don't use assumption and the rest of, because I would love you to give us a fact. We don't know everything. Nobody knows it all. So pick up that phone and call in. Don't just keep typing. I don't think it's that bad, is it? But let me go and make myself a cup of tea. I'm going to come back in a moment. And when I get back, we will continue from where I am stopping soon. So where is that? Great. I'll be back. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, okay. You are live. Good evening to you, or good afternoon over there. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. Maiyegun.
Yes, sir.
This is Jerry B calling from Baltimore, Maryland.
Jerry B, did you say?
Yeah, Jerry B. Yes.
From Baltimore. Good evening, sir. Or good afternoon, because you're calling from Baltimore.
Yeah, for you. Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You've been doing a good job, no doubt. And it's like I am in you, and you are just speaking everything that I would have loved to say. But it's like, you see those people, I can't just believe it that I can see the traffic on your program today. I can see all typings and different typings. Now I know that all the Abobakus and Alimajiris, or what we call them,
they always want to... Yes, sir. Jeremy, they need that small joy.
I'm telling you, and it's really biting them. Then let's come to the analysis of what is happening. You do know, don't ever feel bad that what we thought will happen did not happen. And these people, they felt the heat of this Yoruba nation. They felt the heat of that 5,000 position. So they quickly drop that their consensus arrangement or whatever. Just the same thing that they did during June 12th, that they quickly went to the prison to bring out Obasanjo to pacify the Yoruba because they know when the Yoruba determined to do one thing, they know the game of that. That was why at the beginning of the
program. They are going to use Tinubu to die it, to slow it down with this Tinubu
ticket.
That's why I said that it's a loss to us, it's a delay, but it's not a denier.
It's never a denier. Then another thing is this. Both Atiku and this Atiku or Tinubu, that none of them have not had any of them discuss about the analysis of how they're going to revamp the economy or what they want to do. All they are saying is, no, it's all nonsense. I've never seen a presidential candidate purely analyze how the economy is going to be revamped. Nothing. They are just seeing something.
They are talking about people they made. Yeah, they are talking about people they made. I made this person. Do you know how many people I made?
Yeah, I made this person. I made this people.
That's all they are saying.
I'm surprised the way people are commenting and
average Nigerian really how are we going to survive? How is it going to be about that's all they think. Anything else, vibes in the anything else. So look at they go to another place. If they find another place, something giveaway, they do it there. Abroad. Oh, yeah, insane. So everyone deliberately mislead I want to one lane.
Jesus Christ.
I want you go look at me for you because most of them only lolly. Most of them only lolly day months but she man lotele because of insecurity. Or she one bensin you don't celebrate it call you. You so pé tawon yen ni o ba dùn mí fún jù. But she don't want to lay yen on ronu o kò sí ronu egbagbe ronu kí ló fẹ́ rò.
At his acceptance speech, the man is not coherent like before when he was the governor of Lagos State. The speech is not organized. Nothing to entertain, to taking your feet. Okay, if this person actually becomes the president, no, he's going to turn things around. I don't see that at all.
I just want him, Asiwaju, is the presidential candidate. That's all. Everything else, you are asking for too much. When you argue social media,
well, you see, I told somebody, I said, you are as bold as like a lion. The truth can never be, be kept away from you. Yes, just keep doing what you are doing and keep saying the truth all the time.
It would have been a great thing if that thing happened today, right? It would have been a great, because tonight it would have been us asking them that, you know what, as you are watching these videos, right? Osinbajo supporters, Osinbajo followers, everybody, they are now jumping to Peter Obi. I've been seeing them now, Peter Obi. They said,
I said it. I told somebody, I said they are going to move in droves back to PDP. They came from PDP, they are going back to, many of them are going back to PDP.
They said they will never support a sick man. But you know one thing, it doesn't really matter. We are talking about a system that if not him, they won't push as the next punishment like Buhari, sir, the rig system will make him happen. That's what I'm trying to tell people, that if we all keep divided, right, we are going to see it happen like Buhari. And then, we'll complain again, won't we?
I told them it cannot, there's no how physical.
Jerry's that. I think, hello. Okay. Let me take another one. That's Jerry. Now let's, hopefully this will connect. Hello there.
Hello, good evening, Maiyegun.
Hello, brother.
Good evening, Maiyegun. How you doing? Long time.
I know. I haven't taken calls in a while, and it's good to have you back. It's good to have me back.
Yeah.
How are you tonight?
Yeah. Good evening, Maiyegun. Good evening to the comrades in the house. Baba. So, like you always say, people love their oppressors differently.
They do.
So, yeah. And the only thing I would take away from this, and the only joy, actually, I'm not happy about it, but the only thing that the Mamumbe, they always prove us right. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
They always prove that whatever we say today, we're always correct. Baba. We're always correct. You know, go see what's going on. People, man, Nigeria is messed up, Baba. I don't know what has gone into people's head. I don't know what kind of mentality it is.
Well, it's expected now. People, I mean, I expected that.
Yeah.
Like, it's like history repeating itself. Watch people destroy themselves because of their ignorance. Or choosing, we've seen that happen before. But it's just that many of us back then didn't think that the consequences or the effect of aftermath is going to affect all of us, including those of us who didn't support them. So we want to prevent same. Possibly, we'll try our best and see how that goes.
Baba, that is where I'm going to.
Mm-hmm.
We, a lot of people, most of us, we stayed away from politics. We stayed away from public administration. Mm-hmm. We stayed away from public participation, thinking, people doing it, there are people that are not good. Mm-hmm. You understand? Mm-hmm. We gave them that position to be there. I mean, so right now, we have to, I always say it, Baba, fundamental teaching, we need to go to the scratch. We need to, we are doing that, and we need to do more, like you said.
Now we need to put more boots on ground now, yeah. It's not just going to be publicity talk, and no. We have to do more, and we will do it.
We have to do more. Mm-hmm. We have to do more. We have to educate ourselves. We have to educate a lot of people. But a lot of people don't know what it is. I saw one stupid old man. So whatever. Imagine.
This man was, you will see a lot.
Then I was like, really? Really? Man,
they will turn it to a local city. You are going to see North and South divide like never before. You are going to see the Igbos specifically singled out by Tinubu's supporter. That's why I'm appealing to so many people to let you know this, okay? These people don't speak for me. They don't speak for Yoruba. They speak for only what they eat. And these are worse begotten set of people that you will later be thanking the Buhari supporter that these ones are fear. You see those vile people abusing you in APC, threatening you in APC, reporting you to your job in different places.
Yeah.
They are Yorubas, The Yorubas in APC, they are the vile ones. Just know.
I'll tell you something that I was surprised. Regina Chuku, she's an actress. She be Igbo, but she has Yoruba. They don't insult her on stuff because she did against anything. Even if she did against her, they don't insult her.
They will report her now. They will report her, do anything. They are vile, Dan. They are vile. Go on, Baba.
They are even advising her, take your kids and relocate. Imagine. Because she's saying the truth. Because she's saying the truth. Baba,
they will target people in Lagos. Yeah, they will target people in Lagos, yeah? And people will leave Lagos. You know, you Yoruba man, Tunde, you are a Yoruba man, I'm a Yoruba man, they will target us. That's how fanatic they will be. So you see, Buhari supporter, you think they are fanatics? Oh, God. Wait. And that's why I'm warning people ahead, so that you don't get coward, you don't get threatened to submission. You should be mentally ready for them too. They are not. They don't keep prisoners. They don't keep prisoners.
Baba,
Tinubu
Baba, you know the funniest part.
Tell us.
Baba, you know the funniest part. Before Ashewaju's victory, I had a very robust conversation with people who support Tinubu, and when I was giving facts, I was telling them facts. Most of them succumbed to what I was saying. They agreed with me that, you know what? Why can't we be on our own? Mm-hmm. Why can't we be on our own? I asked them a question. What is okay? Why can't we be? They have no answer to that. And I told them, and I asked somebody was telling me, he said, okay, when you break up, what are we doing? How long is it going to tell us? I said, are you scared of the process? Why are you so scared of the process? Why? Why are you scared of the process? Of we getting our Yoruba nation, grow ourselves fundamentally? Because we are trying to jump. That is why Nigeria is where it is right now. Fair process. We don't go through process. That's why we are where we are now. And we're talking about going fundamental right now. Going into the Yoruba, Ijile, Kabere.
Like proper.
And these are the things we keep
talk. Well, we've always wanted to do that, Tunde. But like never before, there is no better time we need to do it than now. We've been talking about it. Now we have to do it and prove it. Yes, and we are going to. We will do it.
Now.
Take my word.
It is now. Me, actually, I want to say something, and I want to tell the comrades in the house.
Tell us.
Me, I am more stronger than before. I'm more stronger than before.
Because I think it just makes the job harder, and it makes us more determined, doesn't it?
More determined. Let me just say, maybe I'm more determined than before right now. I'm more determined. No, I'm not dropping. Me, I'm not a one Nigeria. I'm sorry. I will never be. I will never be. I'm Yoruba nation. I'm a Yoruba name. Thank you, Maiyegun.
God bless you, T. Thank you so much. I have another person on the line. Here we go. Hello there.
Hey, one
Osita.
I'm telling you, I do not know how to put it, but the same that I have.
Okay, try. Put it anyhow. We'll get it.
Yeah. Believe me, you've always been there to speak the mind of the voiceless.
Thanks, man.
I will always thank you because it's not easy dedicating your time into all this. Anybody that thinks it's easy, let the person do it. Yeah. So, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I lost my voice last week Saturday where I was talking about this. And I've always made reference to this, that the South, what we know is political party. But the North, if you remember, I keep saying it, what they know.
They know political power.
It's power. They know what is power. And when you have political power, you can destroy everything about the society. It is worse than an atomic or nuclear bomb. If people don't understand.
They don't.
So, this charade that a lot of people have called me and told me, even one of the guys I was trying to lecture. The reason I call it lecture, I wasn't arguing with him because I am lecturing him because I am telling him the truth. If I was arguing, it will look as if I don't even know what I'm talking about. But this one, I am lecturing because what I know, what I'm talking about is the truth. So he has called me this morning to laugh. And I told him that
laughing.
If you have enough senses, if you have enough senses, you should have gone back to our discussion. You will find out what I just told you. I told you that Tinubu or whoever they bring from the South does not matter. It's inconsequential because you are only dealing with few number of people who are delegates that somebody will say, okay, I withdrew my candidacy for so person. It doesn't count. The history will not hear it tomorrow that you are a presidential flag bearer. History will only hear it tomorrow that you are a president or you are an ex-president. So
there's difference.
There's difference. It's like in the case of basketball or in case of soccer, Champions League in Europe. Whosoever plays final doesn't matter. It's the person that won the competition that matters.
And in Nigeria as well, it's actually winner takes it all. That's the reason why they will never build a proper government of national unity because it's never in their book.
Exactly.
It's a winner takes it all.
So this Northerners, what they are trying to do is, even if Peter B makes a statement in what do they call it? In the Labour Party.
Yeah,
in the Labour Party.
Yeah. Oh,
now you will come in 8 years. You come 8 years time. They will go and plant another Northerner in that particular party. That is the way these people are doing right now.
They've already planted people there already, Osita. That's a story for another day. Yeah. I just want this whole thing about this, the APC, like we did with the PDP, Atiku, Wike. You remember that time too? We spent time on that. We discussed that. Then this is their own APC now. Then we will come back to Labour later. They will happen. Go on.
Yeah, so what are they trying to do? They want to plant all their seeds in everything that is major.
They're everywhere.
So people some stupid idiots are rejoicing. And you are thinking, even one of my friends that I've been trying to convince all this while, he has seen it right now. what they are doing, at the end of the day, probably, most likely, the way it is, they push in Atiku there. And they will tell you that, PDP has given, PDP is not this time. Because Atiku has already said it, I will hand over to the South, I will hand over to the Southeast after my government. That's what they want to do. Then they will go back to APC. APC will say, after all, we get to the South the other time.
Osita, there is 408, no, sorry, I think it's 325 delegates in total from Eastern Nigeria. Do you know that only 40 of them voted for PDP? For Igbo aspirants. The rest of them, they sold everything to whoever they could sell to.
Yes, that was what, if you remember, yes, that was what Adebanjo tried to explain. Because it was wicked that played into their hand, but that's the story for another day. I am not talking this story because of, yes, I am not talking about this thing just because of, I want to validate their evil. But what I want to assure people is that be strong and be firm in what you believe. Do not change your belief for today, because most of the time, the truth, it will always rock and rock, but it will stand the test of time. I am telling you that there is no going back in this thing.
And they also say something like, this is something like, if a lie travels for 20 years, so far so good, Tinubu lies is been traveling for 23 years now, right? One day when the truth wake up, it will catch up, won't it?
Yes, the truth will always catch up, and we are close to the truth being catch up, because they themselves, they have found out that they have to lie even every hour, to lie and lie so that they can specify people. But one thing that is so sure in my mind is people are, especially people in diaspora, has woken up.
Yes.
If you go and look at the Civil War, it only stopped when the diaspora started shouting that particular genocide has to stop. Because we are the one in the forefront of the struggle.
Yes, we are.
I want nobody to see this thing as that we have lost. Even if Tinubu becomes president today, it still doesn't change anything.
We are never in their bracket. We have nothing to lose or gain from them. We just want to see them destroy themselves so that the people believing them can actually believe that there is hope than what they are giving them.
Yeah,
we have nothing to gain from them.
So that is where, so the cap of it all, the cap of it all is that anarchy and pandemonium was set in, I keep saying it, on or before November this year, you will see the handwriting in the wall. So, thank you, my brother. Keep up the good work.
God bless
Let
you,
no man shake.
Thank you very much.
Let no man shake.
We are
on the march.
For a year, now Nigeria will always prove you right. Now, people where they believe in Nigeria, there's always a way the system always disappoints them. And when that happens, nobody then will come here, they say, we don't tell you. This is also one of them. A delay is not a denier, and we won't back down. So thank you, Baba.
All right.
Osita. That's Osita there. So you have another caller. Hello.
Hello, my brother. Good evening.
Olori. Hello, ma.
Ekale.
Ekale. Wọ́n ti sún ọjọ́ ìyá kọ́lù síwájú o, làwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ bá ń jó lọ ń yọ̀.
Àwọn òpó ní ayírádà.
Wọ́n ń gbọ́ wa.
Wọ́n lọ́mọ gọ̀. Ìyá ẹ̀ ní kó ṣàmákù. Kí ló máa pa ọmọ ẹ tí ìbá ṣàgùn? Àwọn dìdìrìn òpó ní ayírádà tán kóra àwọn ọjọ́ tí wọ́n jubiléètì. Kí ni wọ́n ti ń pè ṣe jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ? Ẹran ló fi jẹ. Wọ́n gbàgbé ìtàn. Most of them don't even remember history. Some of them have no
Or maybe they remembered, but they don't learn from history. And they say if you don't learn from history, you are bound to repeat it. We are about to witness it of history.
Abiola was close to them than Kolu. Abiola was well loved by the Yorubas.
Than Kolu.
All these things, than Kolu. And if you notice now, because àwọn ẹran tó tẹ̀lé òmùgọ̀, àwọn 2x2, bí igi tí kápẹ́ńtà tó fi ń gbálé, if you look at them, they are now playing emotional game. Oh, and Yoruba, you should support Yoruba, support Western Kimi Monokai. I won't know. To be honest, Babala game, one people here, what game funny.
What they now full and name a long game, Ubagoma, waiting game. One work where this Yoruba nation are loud. Oh, loud gone.
What it try láti crush here, kò ṣe crush. One try pé kán dákẹ́, ariwo yìí ò lọlẹ̀. Okay, ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé fún bọ̀dá ọ̀dẹ̀. Tó bá wọlé bákan méjì.
Ẹ jẹ́ kó ṣe fẹ́ nú ẹ̀. Ẹ má fún consensus mọ̀. Tẹ́ bá ṣe consensus ẹ má stop ẹ ní. In fact, yẹn gan lè jẹ́ kí
you can see all the cards wọ́n play fún.
Ẹ gbé fún.
They play all the cards, all the joker. Bó ṣe ń play ẹ̀. Òun náà bá wọn ta. Mo kàn wo ni pé
ẹ má bínú láti after Abẹ́òkúta yẹn ni o. Nígbà tí okay for the first time tí Kọ́lù máa kọ́kọ́ dárúkọ Yorùbá nation nìyẹn.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ó dẹ̀ change everything.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Wọ́n yà tètè ní ó yẹ ẹ jẹ́ kó lọ ṣe primary ẹ fún ẹ jẹ́ kó lọ máa you know. At least tí Yorùbá bá dé lùsì tí Yorùbá bá lùsì ṣé wọ́n máa sọ pé torí àwọn fẹ́ break away ni. Wọ́n á sọ pé torí àwọn fẹ́ break away. Mo ń gbọ́ yín lọ mà.
Game yìí máa sweet because àwa kan ti sáré analyze it. Ó máa sweet. Ó dẹ̀ máa pé wà last yẹn. Wọ́n gbé fún bàbá ńlá corruption. Òun ni gbogbo ohun tí gbogbo wọn ṣe láti orí PDP. People destroying people political party. Wá sí orí APC ẹgbẹ́ àwọn jàǹdùkú. Wá sí orí ẹ̀ you can see pé kò sí legitimate ìbò kọ́kọ́ ò sí. Everybody wọ́n ta ìbò wọn ni to the highest bidder. Tinubu ó fọwọ́ òun náà sọ what money cannot do more money will do it.
He said it.
Àwọn tààtà dẹ̀ ń wí àwọn láàbí wọ́n lọ gọ síbì kan wọ́n ti mọ̀ yìí pé àlàtàjábálá inú ajá ló ń gbé. Wọ́n ti mọ̀ pé wọn ò ní gbé fún. Tó bá dìgbà election you will see the drama. Gbogbo wọn máa pọ̀ sẹ́yìn Àtíkù ni. Because these people ti balẹ̀ jẹ́ too much. They spoil a lot and they will not release the power so that all the atrocities they've committed will not be exposed. They went and invited, all the Fulanis in the whole world to come up for Nigeria. Those people are already in our forest. So, do you think somebody that comes into power will not tell them to go? Do you think they want to stop?
They won't. They don't want to. Well,
Anori kini kọlu fẹ́ fi búra wọlé. Is it not this same so-called killer 1999 constitution?
It is so. But you know what?
Come on.
This is actually an expensive adventure. What we were told is this, man. Let me tell you, yeah? You know people who stepped down for Tinubu, they paid 100 million naira per form, yeah?
Of course.
7 people stepped down for him. That's 700 million naira. They said, Tinubu said, you know what? Step down, go by 1 billion. Kilo share, they go for 1 billion. They don't lose 100 million. They step down, go for any. So those who stepped down, those one quickly made a profit of 900 million like that. And Sanwo-Olu was the banker. That is why every minute when somebody step down, it will do like this. Sanwo-Olu will come and say, yeah, Sanwo-Fun. Yeah, Sanwo to step down, including almost everybody collected there. At some point,
and tell
this
me,
is not too expensive, man. Billions.
You can see. Tell me, what is this guy coming there to do than to steal, to kill, and to destroy? You can see one of his so-called dog was having a discussion with me, and I said, please don't try that with me. I don't take it too slightly. Don't try it. Other people might take it. I will give it to
Sharp.
What do we expect? This guy has spent billion. Láti débẹ̀. So tó bá débẹ̀ ńkọ́, what do we expect? Pé kó ṣe kò ní make owó ẹ̀ ni. Money, you see? And that is the problem. And because of that, everybody has seen Nigeria as some by some Nigeria limited.
Now.
Everybody just wants to eat.
You know
and they don't care.
You know what somebody told me, ma? He said, please, Nigeria is like a graveyard, though, surrounded by orcs, vultures. He said the only thing you can do in Nigeria is to make sure that you never try to die. If you die, vultures will chop you there. That's exactly what Nigeria has become, a graveyard where vultures hunt.
You see, there was fire incident in Lagos. This man never showed any concern. Yorubas are suffering. This man never showed any concern. The Yorubas are crying. This man could here wink. The youth, the enterprise youth, they came out and they said enough is enough. He ordered them to be killed. And this so-called same man, can you see? I was thinking that this country is now becoming Tinubu empire.
Gradually.
Òun fẹ́ jẹ, ọmọ ẹ̀ fẹ́ jẹ, ìyàwó ẹ̀ fẹ́ jẹ, ọmọ obìnrin fẹ́ jẹ. Ẹgbẹ́ ta ló tún kù nílé wọn náà? Ṣé wọ́n láyún àti eku?
Tọ́mọ bá fi ibì kan há, tọ́mọ fi há síbì kan. Possible, ma.
Jesus. Ọlọ́run á gbà wá lọ́wọ́ wọn náà. Yorùbá nation tó bá jẹ́ pé dream wọn ni pé kán lo Tinubu pé kó lọ crush Yorùbá nation. Bó ṣe crush ṣe answers, ó ṣe mistake o. Because àwọn tó ń léwájú Yorùbá nation gbogbo wọn, most of them diaspora náà wà.
Yes.
Kò sẹ́ni tẹ́bi ń pa nínú wa ń bí báyìí tó fẹ́ wá fún lóúnjẹ o. Ó wà bí last week. He was here last week.
Now we have a way of chasing him now if he comes around now. Sure, you get
we will chase him.
He won't be president now. So you can always go and say hi to him when he's here. You can go and always say, oh, he did a so place. Oh yeah, bring your trumpet, bring your drum, bring your whistle, bring everything. We will join each other for so place. I mean now, the same way we treated the Buhari. No be London. Check on UK ni. I'm a deal pẹ̀lú yẹn. Am I worry?
Let me allow that to come in. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Let me take another one here. Hello there.
Let me allow that to come. Thank you so much.
Hello, Baba.
Hello, sir.
Good night, Maiyegun.
Good night, my brother. How are you?
I'm fine, Baba. How you doing?
I am here thinking that, man, it could have been a night to say, guys, Yoruba nation is closer, but they don't use us cash out for APC. Now they don't say, mate, if Tinubu go stop us. So.
They don't use us. Don't give up. They don't use us cash out. So no magic. We are even getting stronger. We are getting stronger, Baba. We are getting stronger. Believe me. They don't use us cash out. They don't even use us cash free. We are even getting really, really stronger right now.
Because like we are getting
and you know, sometimes when
those who
it's just
the target. Now, go on.
Baba, what's the difference between PDP and APC? There is no difference now. They are all bunch of criminals, bunch of vultures, bunch of killers, bunch of olori burukus. So now, how can professors, doctors, smart people, young women be sitting down and call you want to be your president? At all, someone who is unhealthy, depression, demands, everything, all combined in one ball.
You just get yourself.
It's so embarrassing. It's extremely, and there are still people right there in that same Lagos, that same Nigeria, where the way they jollificate all around. They are jollificating the sadness of their tomorrow, of their unborn children. Yes, election back sentence. Because that will never happen.
That's another thing. Go on, let me come.
Excuse me, how can you be talking about votes with people who don't even have any ambition, who don't have any mission for you? I mean, let them come out with their memos. What do they have? No. They can't even create simple electricity. Economy surround one, but the governor for anybody know me now.
Me surround the
So what are we saying?
No drinking water in
Lagos. You know, we have countries like Germany are already planning of wind energy. They are already planning to convert every automobile to electric. Only because of air pollution. This is not what advanced countries think about something else. If anyone to manage one church, what them are
Could they see no results, no information, no apology?
Remember
no,
the 50
nothing.
million youths.
So,
now they go recruit them.
Yeah.
So you can imagine what they call.
Yeah.
Very, very sad.
So, you know, if we go to different aspects, there is no solution. I mean, let's start it from only your currency. Let's start it from socio-economic improvement. Let's start it from your GDP. Let's now go to infrastructure and now go down low to the individuals, like jobs, job creation. The boy knows everyone might be going to get the one in 24th century. You know? So, I mean, for me, my personal opinion, I swear to God, my greatest wish, let me tell you tonight. Let me tell you, I will bust your brain now. I know maybe some of us, but people wouldn't like this, but it's just an opinion.
Come on, go for it.
So let's come together, Yoruba and Igbo. We will be more stronger. Let's come together and fight this thing. It might sound a little bit crazy, but I mean, you know, we can do it alone, Yoruba. The Africans can do it alone, you know. But I think, you know, because if you think about it, after all this thing, Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò for Yoruba land, Gani Adams.
That's new.
Yes, sir.
I said that one is new.
Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò. Do you know that title? Yes, sir. Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò. The meaning of that is position, the originality is very strong than the person sitting there as like a figurehead and satire. You know? So, I mean, for me, personally, this thing also do. Now, we Yorubas, we have to equip ourselves. That our grassroots talking, we need to print out leaflets. You see, it wasn't far when you want the Yoruba. I think it's now the high time to now go there and share those leaflets to them. Or Wakili, Igogo, BNS, Torino Tideku. What is Tideku? They are just waiting. It's just like a time bomb.
I mean,
it's just like a time bomb.
Like, it's all right.
Oh, my shock,
come on, man. You want to celebrate here? Yeah. You know that. Then you see that reality. I'm a pray because on feel it. Talk about the feel it. Then you realize what we have been talking about, that they don't care, and they will probably give your family 1 million because see all our people killed in or war. Tinubu gave them 75 million. That's it. He's done his best. So the next one until they kill again.
Baba, in 3 weeks' time now, people will forget. That's the worst thing about Nigeria. We don't write history.
They forgot
in 3-4 weeks.
Days. They have forgotten about it.
Have you forgotten Ogun State? Ogun State, our citizens of Ogun State are refugees in Cotonou. Citizens of Ogun State are refugees in Cotonou, in a country where they say they have governance, they have presidency. They are now contesting for election.
And Clement, somebody that is probably going to end up in a kidnapper's den is laughing right now, telling me that God has shamed them because Tinubu is going to be their candidate. Somebody that may end up in their camp before the end of this year. Somebody that may actually be slaughtered anywhere in Lagos just before the end of this year. Before the election is celebrating right now. Tinubu is this because nobody cares about the security anyway. But he doesn't care because he's not killed yet.
He doesn't care. He doesn't give a fuck because Baba, just think about it in Ilorin and he called him a muti not you. In Gogo Panke only a man of muti not you. Me Ilorin, was it not the same Fulanis that attacked the Catholic Church? Have you forgotten? It's just the own is not the first one now, bro.
They attacked
that was it, and there are still more coming.
They attacked the Ilorin twice in 4 days. A day before or war.
And it's still coming.
And both days are their victims. Trust me.
Yeah. And this thing is still going on. And Yorubas are saying, you want the right on comment section, OAS. Saying Yoruba, no, they agree. Yoruba are stupid, this thing. Yorubas are too, you use one English.
Ignore them.
But, you know, sometimes, you get provoked to the extent that you think, like, are people still thinking? I'm not really sure if people's brain is still working properly. Because if you can open your eyes and see things that are happening, does it sound normal to you? Especially if you are living in a foreign world.
Yeah, Clem. You know why you can think? It's simply because, number one, you go to work. And you know, as long as you work, you get paid. And you know where you're going to get paid. If anything happens, it's because of your bank, not because of your employer, right? Now, you can think about other things like, you're not going to go and think about electricity, think about gas, think about food, and all of that anymore, as long as you go and come see your bank every month, right? Then now you can begin to think about, oh, should I take the kids to the park? Oh, should I take the kids on holiday? Oh, I'm just going to take them to the parks. Okay, kids, let's go to the park. Because you have the time, little time, right? On your way to the park, you're walking on the street and you begin to think about Nigeria. Like, why can't I take my kids to the park in Nigeria like this? You are angry. But you're in Nigeria. They are thinking, man, that old up on Third Mainland Bridge, if I take Okada from Alagbole to Ojodu, from Ojodu, if I enter bus quickly, if I enter Ojota by 3 a.m., by 4:30 a.m., I enter Molue from there, I get to Obalende. They are thinking about all of that. Then they remember that, oh, I don't get too much more. My money no go carry me reach Obalende. Maybe I should start working from 3:30 in the morning.
Yes.
Then all of that.
Yes.
So they have no time to think about anything good. It's about survivor.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You said it before.
They don't think.
Yeah, daily survivor.
If they don't go to that, if they don't go to that Lekki, their family won't eat that night.
Yeah.
To get there, to get back. Now, serious thinking be that, not just because they want to eat. Now, on their way back in the evening, they will not be thinking, man, I pray there is light, so that at least I can sleep better. I'm so tired, I'm so, you know what I mean? And that's how they have to do it every day. Every day. Why do you think they will care about no electricity? I mean, no water, no this.
They don't. They don't. They don't. You know the funniest thing? According to ordinary dog, if you want to jam dog for Germany, if you see as police, ambulance, they go come. As we drive, we go clear road. They go. Baba, make I not take your time. A lot of people still want to talk, but Yoruba nation now, no going back.
I know. Thank you.
No going back. Let's go on with our grassroots information. Let's go on it very strong. If possible, IPOB, Biafra, Oduduwa nation come together, we are stronger. If we, they're possible, Yoruba will stand on our own, Biafra stand on their own. Let's go for the fight. It's a more. Thanks, man.
Thanks, man. That's a Clement from Stuttgart in Germany. I have another caller.
Hello. Prophet Daddy Gio Maiyegun.
Elder in the temple.
I'm so happy to get you today. I pull up somewhere over 30 minutes.
Talking, the last time we were talking, we're getting into it, but that network eventually cut you off. I felt so bad. I saw you trying to get back in, but there was no space again.
Yes. You know what happened?
Tell us.
I'm trying to get into my house.
Right.
But the network trying to change to the home internet.
The Wi-Fi, I see. From mobile to Wi-Fi.
Yes. That is the problem.
I'm glad you are here today. You just have a single network.
Thank you.
Please, sir.
Thank you. Yes, before I say anything, I say congratulations for the arrival of Leila.
Thank you, sir.
May Almighty God continue bless her with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.
Amen.
And God will continue to provide for you to take care of your family.
Amen, sir.
Ọgbọ́n tí Ọlọ́run fún ẹ kò ní dágbére fún ẹ, Maiyegun. You make me smile. You put smile to my face every day.
Bless you, sir.
But today, I'm so feel bad.
Especially Teba long effect. If you remember the long, if you see the long effect of we are so close. See, Tinubu is the last thing that they could use to slow us down. If they can cut him off right away, we are just, nobody's going to hold us back anymore. But look at us. So I understand, sir.
Thank you. Oh my God, what happened?
Yes, sir.
Lano, Omo Yami, last born mother mi, ó pè mí. Money, yes. Okay, to pay me. You don't need in Coloman pay me. I say, what happened? Only say primary. Money kilo come pelu primary. Only Tinubu the very money. Oh my God. Only kilo de boda mi. Money, please. Má gbé yẹn wá nsìn, má gbé yẹn wá nsìn. Mo ní Yorùbá nation ní solution. Ọmọ bí tó ti wá gé mi lọ́bẹ̀. Ó ní bọ̀dá mi, ó ní kíní yẹn ò lè possible. Mo ní láyé ẹ, má pè mí mọ́ o.
Ó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní
àtànọ́sìn àti dọ̀tá.
Ó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní ẹ̀sà. Àwọn èèyàn tó ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ náà máa sọ fún yín sí pé kí ló tẹ̀ like Tinubu. Á tún ẹ mọ̀ sà. Àwọn èèyàn máa fẹ́ kẹ́ explain why tẹ̀ ṣe fẹ́ support ẹ̀. Ìyẹn dẹ̀ máa ń wà more annoying than pé kí n tiẹ̀ condemn.
Oh my God.
O fẹ́ kí n explain nǹkan tí mi ò ṣe support Tinubu torí mo jẹ́ Yorùbá. Ṣé ò ní ròònù ni? Ṣé orí yín pé ṣá? Ṣé mo ní láti explain ṣá?
Oh my God.
And it's more annoying.
Oh my God.
They don't know.
Yes. My wife was begging me since yesterday. She said, my sister have been calling me. I said, I will not answer her no more. And you should not expect anything from me. Let her go and meet Tinubu. Honestly, honestly, yes. Yes. Mo ti sọ fún anybody tó bá sọ pé yes kìíní kan ẹ lọ máa bá Tinubu kẹ́ gbowó lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Sórí nǹkan táwọn Fúlàní ń ṣe wọ́n mọ game in play gan ni. Wọ́n tún fẹ́ fi Tinubu síbẹ̀ láti fi parí iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe ni. Láti fi parí lẹ́nu mọ́ and kò possible.
Kò jẹ́ president kò ní mo fẹ́ pín ìlú tí mo jẹ́ president lórí kò possible.
Láyé.
As long as kìíní lòun náà máa fẹ́ keep.
Láyé. Mo sọ fún àbúrò mi mo ní constitution yẹn láìsí pé wọ́n change yẹ. I'm sorry to say this. Bí Jesus Christ wá sí Nàìjíríà kò lè rí ṣe pẹ̀lú constitution yẹn. I'm sorry to say that. Maiyegun, I'm so níṣẹ́ ni mo ń wo aago pé ṣé Maiyegun wá kó wá fún mi therapy. Ṣé Maiyegun wá kó wá fún mi therapy. Maiyegun. I don't know. Mi mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣe àwọn èèyàn wa. God bless you.
Èyí tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Àwọn delegate tó lọ ta ara wọn ṣe everything. Àwọn ọmọ APC ní gbogbo wọn ikọ̀ gbé kan náà ni o. Ìyẹn ló ṣe jù ẹ̀mí lójú o. Ìyẹn mo sọ pé nǹkan tó bá fi ra wọn ṣe ó dọ̀hún wọn lọ́hùn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni tó bá ṣe tán.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ó ti yẹn sì pẹ̀tẹ̀pẹ̀tẹ̀ tanà ní pọ̀pá ni. Ó máa padà wá tabára lé, ó máa tabára òkú. So kó tó ní pé ó máa tabá wà níbi tabá wà lọ́hùn ká tètè ya fara mọ́ra pé má jẹ́ kó fi Yorùbá tàn ẹ́ o má jẹ́ kó lọ bú ẹ mọ́lẹ̀ kó lù ẹ mọ́lẹ̀ àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ló ń ṣèjọba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá láti 23 years nísìn yìí àwọn ọlọ́ba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá jẹ́ àwọn náà ló ń sọ fún yín sìn pé àwọn ọgbọ́n tuntun wo lọ ní irú ọgbọ́n tuntun wo lọ́tún ní sìn tó fẹ́ lò tó fẹ́ fi tún lù ṣe tán lò láti 23 years iṣẹ́ tàwa nìyẹn ń sìn láti sọ fáwọn pé àwọn oníkẹ́ má ṣe nǹkan tẹ́ máa ṣe o bọ̀ tẹ́ bá ti ṣe tó bá ti lẹ́yìn ẹ má pè wá o.
Sórí gbogbo àwọn tó ń bèrè pé kí ni Tinubu ṣe ó lè jẹ́ pé àwọn ọmọ below 30 ni àbí below 40 ni wọ́n. I'm sorry.
Àwọn older people náà kàn wá lẹ́sẹ̀ bọ̀ wọ́n bèrè torí pé fẹ́ kẹ́ explain fáwọn ọ̀hún. Ẹ sà tẹ́nibọ̀dì bá bèrè lọ́wọ́ yín pé why tí ẹ ṣe like Tinubu ó yá ẹ̀fọ́ ẹ̀sọ́ oríṣi tẹ̀ ṣe like Tinubu ẹ sà ẹ má waste time yìí o ó bẹ́yà old or young o. They are not asking you because they want you to explain o.
Oh my God.
They are not asking you because they want you to explain o. They are asking you so that from what you are saying they can pick from it and condemn you and say, She Buhari, we look at Buhari, you are a Yoruba man, let us support him. Don't waste your energy, Sal. I'm only saying all of this to help my friends. Don't waste your energy engaging them. Cut them off if you can. Right?
Yes. Ṣé torí pásítọ̀ kan tó jáde nísìnyí tó ní Tinubu ni Messiah, mo pariwo ní Tinubu ni Messiah. Yes. But last class, Maiyegun, please. Rescue here, please. Tètè ṣe kó jáde.
I need it as far as need it like
please.
Because ẹ mọ̀ kọ́sà. Ṣé inú àwọn èèyàn wa tó ń wò mí yìí, inú àwọn èèyàn wa tó ń wò mí yìí, tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ti believe ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation yìí for so long, inú wọn tó ń wò mí yìí ṣe drop tó máa lọ support Tinubu mú mọ̀. Mi ò lè sọ pé wọ́n tó ń wò mí wọ́ yìí o, pẹ̀ mí mọ̀, because kò ní. It has happened many times. Tó bá ti jájó wọn lójú tán they can come back ó ti àwọn tó ń wò mí àwọn kó wà tó ń wò mí bíi tó yẹ pé Yorùbá nation ló ń parí for the past few months in sir as I'm telling you àwọn gan ti ń prepare torí ọ̀rọ̀ Tinubu ìtàn máa sọ pé nígbà tó ti jẹ́ Tinubu nígbà tó ti jẹ́ kinní kan so ló ṣe rẹ pé aláti tètè bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní act sìn or else.
last thing tí mo fẹ́ sọ Maiyegun ó mọ̀ pé mo sọ pé prophet Daddy Gio ni mo pè é.
Yes sir.
Ọlọ́run ọpọlọ òní kò ní sọnù o.
Àmín o bàbá.
Ọ̀rẹ́ mi tó yẹ pé tí n bá ti gba t-shirt Nàìjíríà àbí Yorùbá nation tájọ ń pariwo mi báyìí ó mọ nǹkan tó sọ fún mi. Ó ní ó yà lè kó gbogbo ẹyin wa sínú basket kan mo ní
bó ṣe rí nìyẹn.
Maiyegun, God bless you.
Ẹ tolerate tó bá dé stage kan. Ó máa dà kó insult ni. Ẹ mọ̀ kọ́ sà. Ṣé nǹkan tó máa sọ? Ṣé máa feel like bí àti pé èèyàn kan fi style nǹkan ó insult intelligence yín ni. Because kí ló fẹ́ sọ fún yín pa Tinubu tẹ́ ẹ mọ̀? Kí ni good thing yẹn gọ́gọ́gọ́ tó máa ń fi tẹ́ ẹ mọ̀? So why are you say pé she won't try to insult intelligence meaning? Why are you trying to do that? Eventually, ma padà bá wọn jà ní pé wo ọmọ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ lọ máa bá tin lọ mi ò fẹ́ rí yín mọ́. Mo sọ pé àfọ àwọn èèyàn tó ń pariwo Yorùbá nation máa sọ fún yín pé ẹ jẹ́ àtẹ̀lé Tinubu. Èmi mọ̀ ni àwọn èèyàn sì máa búra wọn lórí social media torí Tinubu àti Yorùbá nation.
You are a prophet. Yeah, you are a prophet. What is it there?
It's a matter of time. What is it there? Àwọn tó jẹ́ àwọn tó dúró déédéé pé without the people on our side, we should not continue to pretend that Yoruba nation is going to come without all these threats. If you don't identify them, one of these days, everybody go wake up. They're not going to talk about Yoruba nation again. I have seen it before, and I'm not going to let that happen again, except if people say,
parole possible be. Ọlọ́run á fún wa ṣe o Maiyegun Ọlọ́run túbọ̀ máa fún ẹ ṣe Ọlọ́run wà pẹ̀lú ẹ gbogbo bí mo ṣe fẹ́ kó rí fún ẹ kó rí fún family ẹ Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ fẹ́mi náà o inú kan mo fi ń gbàdúrà yẹn Ọlọ́run wà pẹ̀lú ẹ God bless you Yorùbá nation now thank you wọ́n á gbọ́ ẹ ṣé all right.
So let me take this call. Hello there.
Hello, good evening, Maiyegun.
Hello, good evening, ma. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Grand.
Ẹ kú iṣẹ́ ribiribi Olúwa á máa wọ̀ níṣe lórúkọ Jésù o.
Àmín. God bless you.
Congratulations fún newborn baby o.
Yelela, thank you, ma.
Mi ìfẹ́ ká ṣèrèwẹ̀sì lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation rárá tọ́ kí ló kàn wá pẹ̀lú wọn fún Tinubu ní tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì or not. It has nothing to do with us.
At all.
Mi tẹ̀ fẹ́ ká wo gbogbo bẹ̀ yẹn because we have plan already. Nǹkan tá a fẹ́ ṣe already ó ti wà nílẹ̀. Let us carry on with our plan.
We will.
Ṣé o ti yé nísìn?
Absolutely, ma. We will.
Because mi tẹ̀ fẹ́ ká ṣèrèwẹ̀sì kò sí nǹkan.
Send the warning, you know. Because ṣẹ́rí àwíkó tó dá ní àwọn ìjàkadì ni èmi mọ̀ pé tó bá ti even bó jẹ́ ṣẹ́rí nǹkan tá à ń san pa Tinubu tá à ń san sí tó ló jẹ́ Tinubu ni o tó bá jọ Ọ̀ṣínbàjò náà ló wá náà ṣebí Yorùbá lọ ṣìbà àbí Ọ̀ṣínbàjò ń ṣe Yorùbá ni
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni
Yorùbá ò ní sọ pé àwọn fẹ́ gbárùkù tí náà ni but it's the same the same kí inú odó kan náà la máa dọ̀rùn láwọn sí mà.
because ẹ jẹ́ àwọ̀ bí ẹ wo gbogbo àwọn nǹkan ta ní ìwọ ni port ni ìwọ ni immigration. All these Fulani they are there. So kí lèèyàn kan ṣoṣo fẹ́ ṣe láàrin wọn?
Kí ló fẹ́ ṣe?
Kò sí nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe láàrin wọn náà, aṣọ fẹ́ pa gbogbo wọn ni. Because if Tinubu, even if Tinubu is there, Tinubu cannot save Nigeria. So I would just want us to.
It's always been the case.
Mi fẹ́ ká ṣe ìrẹ̀wẹ̀sì rárá àtọ́ mi dẹ̀ fẹ́ ká kò sí nǹkan tó kàn wá pẹ̀lú wọn fún ní ticket wọn fún ní ticket. We have our own plan as a Yoruba daughter and son. So let us continue with our plan. Mi tẹ̀ fẹ́ kéèyàn kankan kó ní ìrẹ̀wẹ̀sì. Irú àwọn dáàdì tán pè tán yẹn nísìnyí. Tán sọ pé àná inú wọn ò dùn ní inú wọn ò dùn. Àyàn fún wọn ní chance. We don't look at them before. We have our own plan. Let us state our plan and continue and ask God to help us.
Without looking back. God bless you, ma. I like that.
Without looking back.
Ourselves. We know the plan. We know why they did this. And we know what the end goal will be. Stop the Yorubas. At least if Yorubas want presidency, give it to them. Let them contest for it. If they lost, they can't turn around and say they want to leave. Then that would be a wahala.
No.
Rather, you know what I mean? So we are not part of it. I'm with you. Ma.
No, we are not part of it before. So why are we worried about that? Let us face our plan. We have our plan. Let us continue and read. Mi fẹ́ káwọn èèyàn wa gbogbo tó bá ń gbọ́. Mi fẹ́ kán ṣèrèwẹ̀sì rárá àtọ̀. Because àfẹni tó rí ẹ̀ bá burú àtẹ́tí ẹ̀ bá di. Wọ́n nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́. So who's going to help us? We need to help ourselves.
We have to. We must help ourselves. God bless you, ma. I like that. So we should encourage ourselves never to slow down, never to give up. We should stay together.
Not at all. Not at all. Wọ́n fún ní ticket kọ̀ọ̀kan wá because kò sí nǹkan tó kàn wá pẹ̀lú yẹn. We have our plan. Let us continue with our plan.
God will help
contribution was so then we continue to do what we can do, you know. I don't want anybody to come because really we are because we have our plan B. Are we calling them into our plan?
No.
They are doing their own thing. We are doing our own thing.
Yes. God bless you, ma. Sherry Loriti or Rescue Fund and the rest. Yeah, Sherry program I'm using this program to wrap up on them so that whenever I have to treat all of them now, I can begin to say Tinubu, Atiku, Obi, Kwakwanso, and every one of them who is out there with their agents, okay? Whenever we now, then we pursue what we are doing. From tomorrow, by the way, I am going to unveil what I believe will be our own logo for our program. I'm going to unveil a lot of things as well. Before the middle of the month, we can launch Rescue Fund. I can guarantee that.
Lagbara Christy. Maiyegun, well done. Almost 135. I just trying. This is my first time. I really appreciate you. I appreciate what you are doing. God will continually to uphold you. We are not looking back. We are looking forward.
Yes,
and I know that God will give it to us. I'm calling from London.
God bless you, ma. I mean, thank you so much for the support. Can stay safe, yeah? And we'll see you soon.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks, ma. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you. Good night. Bye.
Bye, ma'am. Yeah, bye, ma. So I'm going to take a break. And my break is just for me to refill my cup. I've drunk most part of my tea, and it's quite cold now. So I'm just going to renew that, and I'm going to take a few more calls for another 20-25 minutes, and then we're going to call it tonight. So if you are still here with me, enjoying this, and you still want to contribute as well to be part of this program, just share this broadcast, like it, subscribe on to Maiyegun's Diary Political, and don't go anywhere. Keep trying the number. You will likely be speaking to me soon. Again, I will be back. Kids actually love that song, by the way. So I have somebody on the line. Hello there, sir. Are you still there?
Hello, Maiyegun. Yeah, I'm still here.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, I quickly rushed in to make my tea, by the way.
That's fine.
Enough. Sorry for keeping waiting.
Can you hear me clearly?
Loud and clear. All of us can hear you. Now you are live, please.
Thank you. Perfect. Oh, my name is Kunle, and I'm calling from London. I'm glad I made it to your program.
Thank you.
I've been watching for a very long time. Probably a very, very, very long time. I've never commented or say anything, but tonight, just want to point out to you.
Please.
Maiyegun Baba.
Yes, sir.
Mi ò rò pé platform yìí ó wà fún àwọn Tinubu or anybody. Your aim is Yoruba nation. So even for Tinubu ticket, hopefully you need a lot of content. Let's check how you read what is going to happen to them. And another better opportunity to choose. So, Emi Rokwe, Oyeki Oje, everything. In fact, Oyeki know everybody say Madrid because this is what we want. So, you actually know what is going on and everybody can see clearly for themselves.
At least.
I won't take so long as well. The last part of my contribution is, yes, I will say this in Yoruba. Actually, I want you to be honest. So I was talking to some of my friends back home. Mama talk with our politicians. Give me one for you. What actually they actually does for you? Kilometer cost every of your local government can see access internet, so you can see what is going on in the world. But nobody's gonna do that for you because they don't want you to see. They want you to choose from your old leader, like you said. So, well,
you know, when you like, address our people, when you see our people, when you see them in their multitude, right, during political rallies and every other gathering like that, you could see through their faces, like that, pointing to their mouth. All that matter is, what are you going to give us? What are you going to give us? And that is exactly so beautiful to see. It's so sad
Baba,
to see.
Honestly, I'm doing a comment because the time when it's much educate because they think you are telling them the wrong thing, but you actually helping them. Honestly, everything about Nigeria, motivation, house, in fact, it's a secret. You go to the law, but because more opportunity actually healthcare sector.
Right.
More video, more because I'm equipment passage because NHS
right.
Our equipment passage because I was happened to be around theater. So some of these equipment they are just like a passage long and at the end of the day, NHS charity everything. More equipment and they are far back. Of course, they are far back as maybe like 7 or 8 years ago. People will tell you, to move on. This is different scanners, MRI, what do you call it? Machine, but Maiyegun, maybe it's one of these things you have to look to. Maybe people that knows about it, all the doctors, everything.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe
I've
they can help us.
To be honest,
to Yoruba nation.
What you are saying now.
To be honest.
Yeah, I've heard about
because
that.
NHS at the end of the day, they probably give them to charity, or mostly they want to sell them, but
they give them
of course, our doctors, so everybody to one NHS. Only band people sorrow, point to this Yoruba nation, because I found lots of things. Only we can move there, and they're very good. And we work on our mission. You can look into that as well.
Yes.
So Baba, so I won't take some of your time. I'm happy to be on your program, and it's nice speaking to you.
Thank you so much, Sake. See, Sake, before you go, I love your contribution. And indeed, it's pretty much about Maiyegun. We don't need to waste our energy about these people.
Okay? Of course, Baba.
We need to move on and talk about what we want to do. I love that. I love.
Oh, man, because to be honest, we have a lot of opportunities we can do. These people, what did they actually have to offer them? Internet last one will phone any citizen town. I just tell them you don't need to have it, but give me okay. Chairman and rep, okay, we don't want anything, but this is our city center, this is our junction, this is where we play. We want MTN to give us free Wi-Fi to everybody that comes here for a month. How much is it gonna cost them? Which is the cheapest?
Even Elon Musk is giving a free internet to different parts of the world for free.
So, Baba,
and when you have internet, look at the little internet they have access to in Nigeria, 3G network. That's what they have in Nigeria, right? These guys are breaking even online, breaking poverty and everything online for that little internet. Imagine if
Baba,
all of them have access to it.
Some of your time, like I said,
yes, sir.
Please, I would like to, all these Yoruba people that have Yoruba interest, that I know there are big people in the marriage political platform, they work in NHS, please, they should look into this. All these people, they are just there. Please, I work very small in NHS, but I know that we have a lot of people that actually talk about Yoruba nation to all these
who are Yorubas, yes.
Of course. Yeah, exactly. And this equipment, even go there, can do manage the temperature and for only 3 guys. like 50 pieces of them, 100 pieces of them. These people, they can know how to get them out, and it's actually going to help your mission as well. So bye, good night, and bye-bye, sir.
Thank you so much, Sake. I appreciate that. Yorubas want us, the real Yorubas want us to remain focused, work towards getting ourselves on the right track enough that we can get ourselves to where we want to be. Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello, good afternoon, good evening out there.
A good evening from here and good afternoon from there.
Yeah, my brother. Yeah, in fact, this is my first time of calling in. I've almost gave up calling you because the time, but that mind just kept.
I know. I know. But I'm glad you made it tonight.
Yeah, my brother. In fact, I'm a first-time caller. I'm really, really happy to talk to you live on the show. Congratulations on the birth of your baby girl. God bless you. God bless your daughter. God bless your wife. God bless your son.
And yes, I mean, thank you so much. Amen. And then and yours too. So please.
Amen. Yeah. So we got to Maiyegun, Babami. Number one. And then I go very
repeat the question again, though, because that for me made you constant. Mungbo.
Money Odogolu side boni
right. Tẹ́ bá sọ pé ààfin ọba pé méjì ọ̀dí ẹ just by man divide ẹ just by divide ó ti yẹ sí mẹ Odogbolu primarily ó fẹ́ tó bóyá bí mẹ́rin but bá ṣe ṣe lélẹ́yìí Odo yẹn ni àwa tá bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti garage títí dé ìsàlẹ̀ ọjà títí dé ìta Odo man hotel ṣẹ̀gẹ̀ tí sìn àwọn Odo nìyẹn then a ní àwọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ ti Àgádà àwọn yẹn ni wọ́n wà ní ọ̀dọ̀ Díà General Díà. Family General Dia, want to ní Èfìyàn, that's another part again. So Odogbolu kọ why, ẹni tó bá jẹ́ ọmọ Odogbolu dáadáa, Odogbolu títí Odogbolu kọ why, bó ṣe rí lélẹ́yìí, ẹ wò, títí Odogbolu bó ṣe rí lélẹ́yìí.
Okay.
Tẹ́ bá ń wọ́wọ́ mi lójú screen yín sìn, ó ti yé yín, bó ṣe rí lélẹ́yìí.
Èmi tẹ̀ wá ń ṣe kọ́kọ́ tó yẹ pé ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń wò náà.
Àwa wà ní, ẹ máa gbọ́, àwa wà ní tail end ń bí Odo nìyẹn. Ìsàlẹ̀ ọjà ní Ìdí Àgbọn, ibẹ̀ ni àwa ti wá ṣe wá rí tẹ́ bá wá dókè lọ́hùn ẹ máa rí Èfìyàn tó lọ sí left báyìí ẹ máa rí Àgádà tó lọ sí right báyìí there are two major roads like that ṣe rí Àgádà tó lọ báyìí yẹn ló lọ sí ilé Díà àti màmá Díà ọ̀tẹ́ bá gba ti left báyìí ẹ ń lọ sí another àdúgbò guess what àwọn àdúgbò mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta tí a ti ń ṣe ọba nìyẹn l'Ódògbólú ọ̀rẹ́ Mádégún ní ti Odo èwo ni tẹ̀fíyàn yìí o Mọ́lọ́dà ní ti Ìlọ́dà and then so a máa ń shift ọba yẹn sìn ni for those three regions now ṣé you get so òkè lọ́hùn làwọn Díà.
Odogbolu kẹ́kẹ́ lè mọ̀ pé tí tó bá sọ pé ṣé sáìdì ọba ni àbí sáìdì ti Díà Odogbolu. Yeah, God bless you, my brother. Thank you for the explanation.
No,
ọmọ Èkó lè mi but mo jẹ sódògbolu gidi gan especially beside the àfihàn ọba yẹn ìbẹ̀rù ọgbọ́n ní ìjẹta
that is New Palace.
Yes. Mi ò mọ̀ bóyá ẹ̀yin mọ̀ bóyá ẹ mọ̀ ẹni tó ń pè ní Fáṣọlá ní beside ibẹ̀ yẹn.
Mo mọ̀ Fáṣọlá ẹ bèrè lọ́wọ́ Fáṣọlá pé ẹ bá Maiyegun sọ̀rọ̀.
Fáṣọlá
because Fáṣọlá àwọn Fáṣọlá
nìyẹn. Èèyàn ní Fáṣọlá àwọn ògbó sọ̀yà.
Mo mọ̀ Fáṣọlá dáadáa.
Ẹ mọ̀ bọ̀dá Fáṣọlá gbọ̀ngàn fún rẹ̀ àti fáànì yẹn fún rẹ̀ ẹ̀rọ yẹn kà wá sọ̀rọ̀ jù. Máa tẹ̀sí yín tí bá ti ṣe tán màá kàn tẹ Fáṣọlá sójú kínní so ẹ máa mọ̀ pé èmi ni mo pín yín so a máa lè take conversation wa from there. Kò sí yé yín tí bá ti ṣe tán màá kàn táìpù yín Fáṣọlá nìkan so that ẹ mọ̀ pé mi ni a jẹ́ take conversation wa from there. Tẹ bá ṣe tán pátápátá ẹ lè wá pè mí kakò táyọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ àtọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ bí 10 minutes. Yeah, bàbá mi.
Yes, sir.
Bàbá mi. In fact, I'm very, very happy. In fact, you're a wonderful guy.
Thanks.
And I don't know where to start. ẹ̀yin kọ́lá sòkù ẹjọ́ nítorí ọlọ́run ẹ má bínú sí mi pé mo take time for explanation nílé mo fẹ́ mẹ́jọ pé mo fẹ́ mẹ́jọ pé mo kan Maiyegun ni mo fẹ́ kó mọ̀ pé mo fẹ́ kó mọ̀ pé ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń rùn díẹ̀díẹ̀. So callers, I'm very sorry. Yeah, you see what is going on is this is it. Ṣẹ́rí owó tí Tinubu sọ owó tó san làwọn Haúsá yẹn jẹ́ kó rí pé owó ẹ̀ ti ṣiṣẹ́ o. Ṣé wá ní àwọn Haúsá yìí wọ́n dára wọn ò ní dára wọn. Ta ló máa pronounce the presidency pé ní INEC Haúsá kọ́ ni.
Haúsá máa ló máa ká.
Ẹ rí ibi tèmi sọ fún yín nìyẹn. Ṣé bá wá rí nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ kan fún gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá lẹ́nu wọ́n tẹ́tí gbọ́ dáadáa. Àtìgbà tí wọ́n ti sign kíní tí wọ́n ti jẹ́ done deal ní àtìgbà tí ọmọ Buhari ṣe wedding tí wọ́n fi ọmọ PDP ṣe father of the day ẹ gbàgbé wọ́n ti sílẹ̀ látọ̀dọ̀ yẹn.
Wọ́n ti settle.
Àwọn Yorùbá ò tètè bẹ́ẹ̀ ni so Atiku ṣe mọ̀ pé wọ́n sọ pé kẹ́rì Yorùbá yìí ń sìn.
Atiku ma ni father of the day wedding Yusuf Buhari.
So àtìgbà ẹ̀rọ ti sílẹ̀ pé ọ̀gbẹ́ni ọgbọ́n tá máa gbé báyìí. Ok Tinubu pariwo ó sunkún ó bribe àwọn èèyàn ó kọ̀ọ̀kan èèyàn lówó jẹ wọn ò ní jẹ́ kó dé president torí ọmọ Haúsá wọn dára wọn. Àwa ní ẹnu wa òkú ẹnu wọn kò bó ṣe wà yẹn sì tó ti sọ pé ok ó ti jẹ́ kó mọ̀ pé owó ẹ̀ ti ṣiṣẹ́ o wọ́n máa tó mọ orin tó nǹkan pé who is the Mugun Tinubu is the Mugun tuwẹ́ Yorùbá is the Mugun tuwẹ́ orin táwọn Haúsá wọn máa kọ báyìí sí ìyẹn because ṣé ìwọ tó gba family APC ìyẹn mi ni kò ti di president. Ibi tó náwó dé lọ́ máa jẹ́ kó mọ̀ pé owó ẹ̀ ibi tó lè gbé dé.
Owó dé níṣẹ́ máa dé tó bá dé stage gan kó ná jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ kò ní kọjá tó bá ló dé.
God bless you. Maiyegun orí ẹ̀ pé ó follow mi bàjẹ́. Ó follow mi bàjẹ́. Haúsá ò ní dára wọn ẹ jẹ́ kí àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá máa gbọ́ nísìnyí. Wọ́n sọ fún Abíọ́lá títí tí kò gbọ́. Ọlọ́run bá ọ̀rọ̀ kẹ́ bàbá yẹn. Bàbá rò pé òun lè ṣe bàbá fẹ́ tún Nàìjíríà
ṣe fún Haúsá. Àwọn Abíọ́lá yẹn àwọn yẹn máa ń fọ́ǹdì kù níbi tó lágbára dé. Àwọn yẹn máa ń fọ́ǹdì not just Nigeria all over Africa from record o.
So you can imagine as powerful eléyìí tẹ́lẹ̀ lágbára.
Ilé tí ó le tẹ́lẹ̀ tó ń ṣe tó ń vibrate Abíọ́lá máa wà ájá ìlú.
Ó wà ájá ló ṣe ń gbẹ àjẹ́dọ̀ dìde kí ló sọ.
Wọ́n humble ẹ̀.
Kí ni wọ́n fi rí Abíọ́lá nípa? Wọ́n ní pé ó pronounce ààrẹ president before normal swearing in. Lótọ́ nǹkan tó fi rí lẹ́pà nìyẹn. Kójà tó jáde wọ́n dẹ̀ fi kí ni wọ́n yán ti bàbá. Kọ́lọ́ba kò fẹ́ bàbá yẹn. Tọ́jú pé bàbá ti gbọ́ ni kò má dà. Nínú rẹ́ẹ̀sì yẹn náà ni ìyàwó bàbá kú sí kọ́lọ́ba àfọ̀nùkẹ́ ìyá yẹn ìyá tó da Kúdí àtàbíọ́lá.
Kúdí wọ́n pa Símbíà náà ṣèbí gbà tó gbá Abíọ́lá àbọ̀ padà pa Símbíà àmì pa kí lórúkọ ẹ̀ sọ́ọ̀rì pa Kúdí ni rádà Kúdí Símbì ló kó tó di pé Kúdí encourage Abíọ́lá kó continue to politics Símbì ni ò fẹ́ politics continue.
Yeah. So what are we saying? Gbogbo kìíní yìí ṣe é ráwọn pípù yìí àwọn greedy ones tó jẹ́ àgbàlagbà lórí àwọn Yorùbá àwọn ni wọ́n máa fi validate crime tí wọ́n pè ní democracy ní Nàìjíríà àwọn ló máa validate ẹ lọ òun ló ṣẹlẹ̀ yín sìn Ọlọ́run bá ọ̀run kẹ́ bàbá o Muslim ló fi mú bàbá wọlé o religion.
Mọ́lẹ̀ nìyẹn bí alájì nìyẹn gbẹ́gbẹ́ ní máa pàṣẹ lọ́wọ́ olówó lọ́wọ́.
Ìwọ olówó lọ́wọ́ ìwọ best friend IBB ìwọ má wọrí wà wọlé IBB jẹ́ ìwò pé ìwọ. Sọ pé àwa Yorùbá nǹkan tó ṣe fún IBB ní àsìkò títẹ̀ ó ká lára nínú ìdílé bàbá ẹ̀ if not IBB no say no be Hausa man. But ká fi ẹlẹ́ sáà.
That's also a story for another day.
Yeah, ká fi ẹlẹ́ sáà for another day. Ṣẹ́rí ó ní pé tí ó ní báwo lè máa sọ ọ́ pé tábà bá ìtàn àmàbárọ̀ wà àrọ̀ wà kẹ̀dẹ̀rẹ́.
Tábà bá tàn àbárọ̀ bá ní àrọ̀bá dẹ̀ ní bá bá ìtàn.
Ṣẹ́rí gbogbo kínní wọ́n play wa ni àtọjọ́ tí Mọ́là ti ń gba ìjọba yìí kí ni ó ti ṣe fún wa nílé ayé wa nothing.
Ẹgbẹ́ NFP tó ń ṣe pé ká máa pariwo.
Ẹ̀gbọ́n kan sọ fún mi nígbà tá ìjọ ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ kan sọ fún mi pé nígbà tí Yorùbá wà níbi NFP NFA jẹ́ NFA wọ́n gbà lọ gbá bọ́ọ̀lù supporters club ní Sùúrùlérè ọmọ Sùúrùlérè mi lójó ẹ̀ gbà supporters club ní Sùúrùlérè kò sí ní bọ̀tí nígbà táwọn sáájú bẹ̀ ẹ lọ wo everything ní sẹ̀ wọ́n bá ọgbẹ́ wọ́n jẹ́ ọgbẹ́ wọ́n jẹ́ irun ni kí ló pa Hausa pẹ̀lú progress àwọn ọmọ kan tó ń jẹ́ progress kò sínú dictionary wọn progress ò sínú dictionary wọn so nǹkan mo fẹ́ sọ in a nutshell ni pé wọ́n fẹ́ fi Tinubu validate continuity Nàìjíríà ni káwọn ọmọ Yorùbá má gbọ́ra wọn because orin tí Hausa ń kọ lórí round table wọ́n sì ní pé suwẹ́wẹ́ who is the Mugu Yoruba is the Mugu.
Wàhálà dé o tó bàbá.
Orin tó ń kọ nìyẹn o.
Make I take another call. I will be expecting your message. Let me take my last.
Yeah, I will write the personal then. Please. I'm really happy. Ẹ̀yin kọ́lá ìdókù Ọlọ́run á bí kẹ́sì Yorùbá nation now. Yorùbá nation now. Yorùbá nation now. Bàbá wa Sunday Igboho Ọlọ́run.
Go on. Ẹ bá mi ṣàdúrà fún Igboho ni o.
Ẹjọ́ sọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run ẹ máa ro tiwa àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ẹjọ́ bàbá Sunday Igboho ẹjọ́ bàbá Títọ́ Akínbájá bàbá yìí bàbá rere bàbá Ọlọ́run fi í sí ipò yẹn ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń lò dáadáa torí bàbá ní pé kí ni káwọn lọ bá Awólọ́wọ̀ sọ táwọn bá wọlé táwọn bá jẹ́ sí Ọlọ́run bàbá yẹn èèyàn gidi ni bàbá Wọlé Ṣóyínká Ọlọ́run á bá wa lọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ ni wọn kẹ́rẹ́ àwọn bàbá tá a sọ yìí bàbá Fẹ́mi Fálànà náà Ọlọ́run á bá wa lọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ ni wọn torí àwọn bàbá yẹn dúró Ọlọ́run fi wọ́n sílẹ̀ for a reason ni o àwọn bàbá tí mo pe éèjì wọn ìtẹ́ bá rí wọn wọ́n ṣe rìn wọn lọ pa o God is wonderful wọ́n ní bàbá Wọlé Ṣóyínká ti rìn kó lọ pa wonderful man Fẹ́mi Fálànà ṣe rìn kó lọ pa wonderful ẹ̀jẹ̀ wo éèjì wọn ẹ̀jẹ̀ wo bàbá bàbá tó ìlànà bàbá
Akíntóyè
Banji Akíntóyè ẹ wo bàbá yẹn náà àti etí sọ́ọ̀tì kò lọ pa ẹ wá bá a bèèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn bàbá wa Tinubu wọ́n ti ń gbọ̀n lọ́wọ́ ti kí ló ṣe wọ́n get out tí Tinubu bá jẹ president olú ẹ̀rọ máa jọba mínísítà àwọn òpònú dédé.
àbí àwọn lọ́ṣiṣẹ́ ọ̀gá tọ́gà bá di president àwọn náà gbọ́dọ̀ gba nǹkan my brother.
bọ́dà wa Wàsíù náà wọ́n máa kọrin kiri bí agbẹ̀rin bí ẹ wo kọ́kọ́rọ́ àwọn dànù jàre. wo Maiyegun God bless you jàre God bless the land God bless the mother God bless your son God bless my family too.
and yours too.
ẹ bá yẹ kí everybody ṣe rẹ̀wẹ̀sì mo ti já wa sí gbogbo kínní nǹkan tí mo jẹ̀ tún fẹ́ sọ lápì jọ̀ọ́jọ́ tó rọ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀yọ́ ló mọ Yorùbá ẹ rí oyin àti wàrà tó wà lórí ilẹ̀ yìí yẹn Haúsá fẹ́ jókòó lé o torí wọ́n mọ̀ pé táwọn bá pín àwọn ò ní kankan oyin àti wàrà yín ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ló ń bọ́ Nàìjíríà o oyin àti wàrà yín nílẹ̀ Yorùbá òun ni Haúsá fẹ́ jókòó lé o wọ́n ti tọ́ wo wọn ọ̀dẹ̀ fẹ́ fi sílẹ̀ o nítorí àlọ́ yẹn lo military might lé wa lórí ammunition tó tí wọ́n fi owó wa rà lọ́tún máa fi rán àmì pé kó wa lọ pa wá tàbá fẹ́ gbọ́ ṣùgbọ́n Ọlọ́run máa gbà wá lẹ̀.
Amati Wayati, Baba. Thank you so much, my man. Thank you very much. Make I take my last one.
Right.
Last go me.
All right, Baba.
I'll say good night. So hopefully, I'll take capture later. So hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello, Maiyegun.
Yes, sir.
Maiyegun, I'm calling on this program for the first time.
I know. Would you mind me to announce that? I have a lot of first-time callers tonight, but I've not been lucky. I want somebody to call me. I don't know why I'm not lucky, sir. Yeah, I have been waiting for somebody to call me from even Tinubu's camp or any of this camp to say, Maiyegun, listen, let me tell you something. And I've not seen that. But again, I'm happy to have you. First time, it's always the charm. How are you, sir?
You see, Maiyegun, I'm very fine. You see, Cabal, we are one youth who are vibrant, so they're bold. Láti máa ṣe all this kind of program tẹ́ ń ṣe yìí.
Yes,
sir. Ṣe get a point to me.
Yes, sir.
Ìyẹn gan máa ń fún àwọn youth tó bá ní ọpọlọ ní ìlú ní encourage láti stand on their feet and ask for their right. Maiyegun,
yes, sir.
Cabal wo program through yìí ṣe yìí. Ṣe get a point to me.
Yes, sir.
And the attitude of the youth of the bracket of our age in Nigeria, Cabal wo, and with what we are doing now, rí pé tó bá ṣe pé ẹni tọ́lọ́run kàn fi ìfẹ́ ìlú ẹ̀ sí lọ́kàn attitude wọn Nàìjíríà gan deserve ẹni tó ń fight fún.
yẹn lọ́ọ́ sọ pé tó bá sọ pé ó ń jà fáwọn èèyàn tó ń bá wọn tó ń fìyà jẹ àwọn èèyàn jà ọwọ́ ẹ̀ méjèèjì.
Maiyegun, I want you to know one thing today.
Yes, sir.
Tí o bá ṣe pé Nàìjíríà lè ti ṣe program yìí, your closest friend will have tell you out.
So easily. Wàhálà ìtàláyà àwọn ẹni tó máa tà mí fún gan-an ní láti náwó lọ títí.
Tó bá ṣe pé Nàìjíríà lẹ wà. Despite the fact that what you are doing, you are not doing it for yourself alone. Mm-hmm. It is to liberate the youth of Nigeria. Láti jẹ́ kó mọ what is what o. But tó bá ṣe pé Nàìjíríà lẹ wà. Your closest friend must have said there how to kill you.
Yes.
So, tọ́ba wá ní èèyàn tó ń ṣerú nǹkan okay Maiyegun ṣó yẹ kárí youth kankan in our bracket kó wá máa pariwo pé ọ̀yàn máa dé ìta okay Maiyegun think about it.
Kò yẹ kárí ṣùgbọ́n.
Did you see any of Relied children níta tó ń pariwo pé mandate kan ọ̀yàn mandate yẹn kan àwọn olórí burúkú tẹ̀ ń jà fún yẹn náà lẹ́yìn níta tó ń kó mandate kiri. How many Okorocha, Tinubu, how many of their children lẹ wí ní?
Níbẹ̀ yẹn lánàá, ẹ jẹ́ sọ́tà náà Italian náà yìí, abẹ́ àárọ̀ yìí, ọmọ mélòó lẹ rí around níbẹ̀ àtọ̀. Kọ́sọ́mọ̀ pé tó bá ti di gbòòbé, ọmọ ọlọ́mọ lọ́mọ ránṣẹ́ dé torutoru.
Ọmọ wọn mélòó òun lẹ wí níbẹ̀? The same àwọn olórí burúkú tá à ń jà fún yìí, àti ní àwọn táwọn ń jà sóra àwa ló ń ká láwà. Kò ká wọn láwà. I'm telling you, kò ká wọn lára. Tó bá ṣe kó ká wọn lára ní ṣẹ́gẹ́ pọ́ǹtì ni. Kò sí ìlú tí wọ́n sọ pé nítorí pé property ni irọ́ ni.
Irọ́ ni mímọ̀ pé kò ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ ní property.
Àwọn youth ìlú àwọn ló máa stand pé àní nǹkan tá a fẹ́ nì. Wọ́n ní pé mi ò lè wá kó oúnjẹ olè bàbá ẹ̀. Wọ́n kàn fi religion blind ara wọn ni náà. Kò tó bá fẹ́ gbà nǹkan tó fẹ́ gbára ẹ lẹ̀ kò lè kò ṣeé ṣe pẹ̀lú rọ́bọ̀rébè náà.
Kò sí excuse sa ìwọ tó bá mọ̀ pé nǹkan yóò tẹ́ mi lọ́rùn má fòkó mi dá ọ̀nà ọjọ́ kan lèèyàn máa ń kọ̀ ọjọ́ tí ń sìn so o ní give reasons na.
Àwọn tẹ́ ń rí ẹjọ́ ìdọ̀ láti kọ́ máa pín 1,000. Wọ́n ẹni tí bàbá wọn ṣe wọ tó ṣe win primary yìí mo láìpẹ́ yìí náà ti sọ́n sí pé gbogbo àwọn tó láwọn ń jà fún ẹ̀rí bọ́ ṣe máa change díẹ̀díẹ̀ ẹ̀rí attitude ẹ̀rí bọ́ ṣe máa change díẹ̀díẹ̀ you know ṣé gbogbo àwọn tẹ̀ ń jà fún ìṣẹ́ kíní kan mo kàn mọ̀ ṣé gbogbo tó bá ti ń béèrè too much detail of your family or whatever ẹ máa ẹkọ based on the program you dey.
Ìjẹ̀bú ṣẹ́rí ní ọ̀dọ̀ wa ní Ìjẹ̀bú ń bẹ̀ yẹn bóyá torí bí táwa ti dàgbà ti gẹ̀ẹ́sì ní Ìjẹ̀bú ń bẹ̀ yẹn. To ban any findings to fellow share or anything at all, it's such an open space enough that I don't have any family. Tí wọ́n láti lọ drag láwọn ibi tí mo jú ẹ̀ pọ̀.
Ṣẹ́rí ní pé ṣẹ́rí mo ní pé àwọn tó ń béèrè pé èèyàn bóyá má misquote mi o. But what I'm saying ni pé ṣẹ́rí ẹ bá wo dáadáa mo kàn wá tẹ̀ wá nígbà tó ń ṣe kí wọ́n gbórúkẹ̀ tó ń ṣe pandemic tẹ́bi ń pa wọ́n. I single-handedly spend more than 4.something million.
To support people.
Láti ilé gbogbo ẹ̀ náà àwọn tẹ́ ẹ náà ń forí ṣe fọhùn ṣe nǹkan kan fún bóyá orí wọn ti dàwú ni mi ò mọ̀.
Àwọn náà lọ ń pariwo wọn Nàìjíríà. Èmi náà ti kọ́ ti kó tì mí according to my size. Mi ò ń káṣí feeling fún ọmọ o.
Àwa tá a wà ní diaspora nìkan ló ń ká lára kò ká wọn lára.
Kò ká wọn lára no.
Tó bá ti ń fún ẹ wo àwọn superlative tó yẹ kán fún wọn tó kó pamọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀ wọ́n ti ń gbàgbé ẹ̀ gbogbo ìyàtọ̀ fi jẹ wọ́n sẹ́yìn wọ́n ti ń gbàgbé ẹ̀ wá wo wọn bó ṣe èèyàn máa ń de èyí náà wò nǹkan ṣé orí àwọn pípọ̀ yìí ti dàrú ṣé wọ́n pọlọ wọn ti sún mẹ́yìn yìí.
Ó wà intentional sir àwọn tó ń ṣe wọ́n intentionally àwọn táwọn ń defend àwọn tó ń ṣe wọ́n àwọn náà ń defend wọn intentionally ṣe wọ́n àwọn méjèèjì bí tí confusion wà ní pé àti oppressor àti oppressed àwọn méjèèjì ló máa ń blame Ọlọ́run wá gbọ́ let's just pray to God we need to move to God failure yín ni but they always want God to come and solve it so it's deliberate it's intentional and I don't feel sorry for people who intentionally hurt themselves but I'm more interested in trying to see if many of them can change sir yes àwọn tó ń intentionally hurt ara wọn because kò yàtọ̀ sí intentionally hurting yourself now ẹ̀ ń gbé àwọn criminals yìí ẹ̀ ń fún wọn lágbára à ń sọ pé ẹ má ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ ní ká gbẹ́nu sọ̀hún bẹ́ẹ̀nu sọ́hun kí ló mọ̀ tó bá ti wá fìyà ń jẹ yín tán ẹ wá turn around ẹ wá máa sọ pé àwọn olórí wa yóò láàánú rárá àbí nígbà tẹ́ pé wọ́n fi aṣọ bò yín lójú nígbà tẹ́ ń pariwo kiri on your mandate.
àbí ok Maiyegun ẹ̀yin náà wò kàn.
Yes sir.
ẹni pé ẹ̀ ń ṣe ẹgbẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ kí ìlú ṣe kódà kò sí bàjẹ́ lóhùn fẹ́ ṣe ìwọ tó jẹ́ Tinubu ìwọ náà ní bó fẹ́ ṣe ṣèbóníkálukú fẹ́ jẹ ṣèbóníkálukú ní kò fẹ́ tùlù ṣe kí ló wá rí brọ́dà ẹ̀ tó lóhùn fẹ́ ìwọ ní kò fẹ́ ṣe èmi ní kò mo fẹ́ ṣe ṣèbájọ fẹ́ tùlù ṣe.
àṣà àfẹjọ́ tún lù ṣe ni kí ló rí ta wá ń jà.
àṣà ṣebí èwo wá níjà.
ìsádà kò jẹ́ pé kan nínú wa ò ní intention àti tún lù ṣe àdẹ̀mọ̀ èmi mọ̀ ọ̀ ìsádà kò jẹ́ pé àwọn méjèèjì ò ní intention àti tún lù ṣe akọ̀fẹ́ jí náà
ní ìjọba ìjábọ̀ orí brọ́dà kí brọ́dà ẹ lọ kí Buhari Gbajabiamila ló ṣẹ̀ wá sọ fún ẹ pé ẹ má lọ.
ó yẹ kẹ́ kí ní vice president protocol ní kẹ́ kí sa ẹ kí ẹ lọ kí.
ṣé o dẹ̀ fẹ́ tù mí ṣe ẹ fẹ́ tù mí ṣe nìyẹn.
ẹ sà wàhálà ìtàlẹ̀ ó kà speech yẹn gan convention náà ṣe láwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n rò kó bóyá pé àwa ní issue yìí ó yẹ yín sí wọn láìka ara wọn bí mo ṣe sọ lánàá ó ti gẹ̀ sí wọn ò nífẹ̀ẹ́ ara wọn ó dẹ̀ wà so obvious o ó ti yẹ yín but again àwọn tó máa jẹ́ victims náà ló máa defend wọn we'll see our own.
kò mẹ́sàn-án lórúkọ ẹ̀ Maiyegun ẹ̀ tí wọ́n á wo governor of a state one of the profitable states ní Nàìjíríà Lagos state ó wá sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ di errand boy
ni òun ni alert boy yìí Tinubu lálẹ́ àná òun ló ń rẹ̀ bí tí wọ́n sọ pé lágbádá ti drop lágbádá ti step down o ó dé stage kan wọ́n orí stage ní Bankole wà tó ti alert ẹ̀ ó wo fóònù ẹ̀ báyìí ó bú sẹ́rìn kò mọ̀ nǹkan tó máa sọ mọ́ ní you know what I'm stepping down for Aṣíwájú he is the best leader he is kìnnìkan ó yà walk away tiẹ̀ ó ti gbowó tiẹ̀ nìyẹn.
Maiyegun ẹ̀dín náà wò nǹkan.
àwọn tí wọ́n máa ń pín owó wọn yẹn tó ń pín owó wọn tó fowó wọn ń ra nǹkan tó ń ra ìyá wọn ló ń jókòó tó ń jó lórí social media yìí o ẹ wo àwọn màmá wọn ó ti yẹ èmi ò blame anybody gbogbo ló ní right wọn because èmi bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ṣe wáyé mi believe in democracy democracy plot gbèsè democratic
àní àwọn màmá yẹn ooru tún kùn wọ́n tún sùn sílẹ̀ Eagle Square.
ṣé $50,000 wá jẹ́ kékeré owó ní ẹ̀sà 20 million 23 million oyè yín sìn ní delegate tó mọ wí ẹ̀ lánàá yẹn ló mú kúrò l'Abuja $50,000 $40,000 $30,000 Ọ̀ṣínbàjò wọn fà $5,000 àwọn delegate kówó ẹ̀ fún má bínú pastor nígbà tí pastor ń bribe delegate pastor sorry wọ́n dáwó ẹ̀ padà fún ni níbi tí ní ojú náà ti 1325 àwọn tó wá látàdá máa wá 10,000 lọ́gbà lọ́wọ́ Tinubu àwọn tó wá látẹ̀kọ́ tó wá láti nǹkan kan 10,000 lọ fún wọn ṣáà tó wá láti north west èmi ní Kano kíní kan yẹn wàsówàsó ni wọ́n yẹ pin ní category by category nìyẹn gbogbo wọn yẹn wọ́n wá ní sùn lẹ́lẹ̀ $50,000 alẹ́ ọjọ́ kan ẹ̀sà èmi gan sùn lẹ́lẹ̀ not for them o tó bá kó $50,000 fún mi bí kan tó ní Maiyegun gba $50,000 sí ẹ jókòó síta ń bẹ̀ yẹn náà kó tó di pé a máa kó yín wọnú ọkọ̀ ẹ̀sà máa bọ́ ṣẹ́ẹ̀tì mi àti jákẹ́ẹ̀tì mi máa mélòó báyìí wàásù overnight ibo ló ti ń ṣerú ẹ̀ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ yín ṣiṣẹ́ owó ẹ ti rí ibi tó ti ń fún ọ ní wàásù overnight $10,000 overnight ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ yín ṣiṣẹ́ owó.
lamẹ́ríkà ń bí báyìí.
máa sùn síta máa jókòó síta overnight mọ́jú kílẹ̀ fi mọ́ kí n gbọ́kadà kí n máa lọ lé ni. So that's our destiny yẹn wọ́n máa padà wá pẹ̀lú wọ́n máa join èmi àtẹ̀yìn in 2 years time láti blame àwọn olóṣèlú tó ń dàlúrú tó ń fọ́n jí owó tó ń jẹ everything àwọn tó ṣe yẹn o. Who is the civil war?
Okay, Maiyegun.
Yes sir.
With somebody like Bakari adé tún ní God á tún padà lọ sórí pulpit ní church yẹn àwọn ẹranko tó ń tẹ̀lé náà wọ́n lè tún máa listen sí.
àwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ listen ẹ̀ náà. ó fi $100 million ra a 0 vote bàbá mi ò rí irú òwe $100 million kí n fi ra 0 vote 0.
àwọn olóko tó pe àwọn ní disciples àwọn náà dẹ̀ tún jókòó wọ́n máa listen to somebody like that.
tó máa wọnú ẹ̀mí gan sa wọ́n máa wọnú ẹ̀mí pẹ̀lú pastor wọn tó ṣe dé láti lusa academy.
ṣé kí n tẹ́ ẹ ṣe yìí ọlọ́run ló kàn ń ṣe wọ́n wá attitude àwọn èèyàn wá Nàìjíríà gan-an èèyàn ní fẹ́ jà fún ṣẹ́rí wọ́n ti ní pé ẹni tó bá mọ̀ ara ẹ̀ ní diaspora ibi ò lè pa máa ń sọ fáwọn èèyàn pé come to diaspora a lè má lówó bọ́ ibi ò pa wá.
Ebi ò pa wá exactly desperate pé mo fẹ́ nígbà mo fẹ́ láwo gbogbo ẹ̀ lámọ̀ àsìkò pẹ̀lú lásìkò títí ẹ̀ and you know when it will come tó bá fẹ́ jump start ẹ̀ at the same time wàá ti mọ̀ pé ó lè lead ẹ̀ sí nǹkan báyìí o tó bá lọ jump start wrongly ó máa gbẹ̀yìn síbi tó yẹ kó gbẹ̀yìn sí ni o it's so obvious bó ṣe rí ń lé yẹn bó ṣe ń lẹ pósítà pé òun fẹ́ ṣe councillor aspirant yẹn ó ti ń ronú bó ṣe máa gba lẹ́sàjà the moment tó ń bá ṣe di councillor tẹ́lẹ̀ sọ pé ó fẹ́ di assembly àbó fẹ́ di senator àbó fẹ́ di governor so primitive.
So only must have when you pay and what one that only map boy you pa you know let ma je ya so le now go to vote when to ba wa ti ojo nlo
we tan ṣe yan try to rescue ara wa because some of us in diaspora no more we pay tó bá jẹ́ pé bí apá ni laro jile ni wọ́n á máa ro telomi mọ́ ti wọn because ó ti dédé bí pé àwa tá ti ẹ̀ dìbò fún wọn gan àwa fúnra wọn gan báyìí sìn ó di pé ká máa tó bá ti ń lọ níwájú kó máa dodge búlẹ̀tì ti àwọn Fúlàní terrorist ni bó dẹ̀ ṣe ń lọ náà kó máa make sure pé òun wò kèké plane má lọ jábọ́ lé ẹ lórí tó bá wọnú mọ́tò kó make sure yìí pé bóyá ó máa dá koto ni tó máa gbogbo ẹ̀ ó ti ń sìn now everybody máa rò pé ṣé mo tiẹ̀ fẹ́ lọ Nàìjíríà yẹn gan lọ kóra mi sí wàhálà.
ẹ wo kí wọ́n lò fúnra wọn wọ́n ní pé just Buhari pariwo pé òun fẹ́ kí tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì yẹn lọ sí eastern part of Nigeria òun fẹ́ kí tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì lọ sí eastern part of Nigeria ṣẹ́gẹ́ pẹ̀lú that minute wọ́n ní national chairman wọn ìyẹn sọ pé Ahmed Lawan kan ní Buhari tí kò òun ò sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ o káde ní kò mọ̀ pé àyíṣà lélẹ̀ àwọn èèyàn Tinubu nìyẹn tí wọ́n máa convince ọkọ ẹ̀ ṣé gbogbo game tó ń play yìí.
wọ́n ti everybody síbi tira wọn síbí bọ̀ you know.
tó bá ṣe pé kí àwọn orí àwọn youth Nigeria pé ṣé pé yẹ kẹ́ ti mọ̀ pé àwọn people come play wa from one side to another ni it's just a game.
It is. But thank you so much, by the way. I mean,
Maiyegun, thank you.
Go on, sir.
Maiyegun, thank you very much. But really, I'm so happy I call on your program.
I am happy you called in. I'm happy to speak to you too. It man like our chatty conversation by you, right? I love them because our listeners were right. Most of the time, it's going to look pretty much like it gives them more opportunity to kind of pick a lot of things from a conversation that is not scripted. Just two people throwing ideas around and they are learning from it. I love that. That's why they make me to back mind. Even though people feel like big call. So more appreciate the time, sir. Even for calling in.
Thank you, Mike.
You should have a good day, sir. Until next time, sir. Can you nice evening, yeah? So this is where we're gonna draw the curtains, okay? So again, I have played my own part. My own part is to make you see and pay attention enough to details of what you know. I know you know, and some of those things you don't know that I'll bring to fore for everybody to see and discuss. But what you make of whatever I discuss on Maiyegun's Diary Political, I will continue to tell you, is totally yours. You see, when you are going to start judging Maiyegun, if Maiyegun is actually somebody you should take serious or not, is when the members of Maiyegun's Diary Political, the Yorubas concerned Yorubas worldwide, in diaspora and back at home, when we activate what we are already working on. Yeah, your politicians have the money, they will buy you, they will pay you, but trust me, very soon, you are going to begin to see our own hands too. And our hands in this whole thing is not for Tinubu, it is against the system. And as it is against the system for Yoruba nation, you are likely going to come across us soon. And it's not going to be just, you don't like Tinubu. Yes, I don't like them. I don't like any of them. I don't like any of them. Whether he's a Yoruba man, he's an Igbo man, he's an Hausa man or Fulani or whatever, as long as is a known member of that rigged system called Nigeria, a system that doesn't recognize religion, it doesn't recognize a tribe. Your criminal leaders don't even represent themselves as from this tribe, from that religion. They have the same religion, they have the same tribe, and the tribe is the oppressive tribe, the oppressive religion. They are the same. So to me, Maiyegun, I don't give a damn from wherever they come from, as long as you are one of them. Yeah, I don't like you. I will never like you. If you are their supporter, or you have any of them from your tribe, or any of them from wherever that you like and respect a lot, and you like Maiyegun, trust me, we are never going to be friends for too long, because I don't like Nigerian politicians. I don't respect them. I have no respect for them. And if I have any propaganda to put together, yeah, at all, to help destroy them, trust me, Maiyegun, I will fund it. I will pay for it. So that's how much I don't like them. So there's no point in you expecting me to be nice to them. There's no point in you expecting me to speak nice about them. I will always speak so negatively about them, right? Even when you think they do anything good, I am going to always say use my privy eye to scrutinize it, because politicians don't do good, especially Nigerian politicians. They don't do good. If they try, it's like a devil. If the devil gives you a sweet candy, the devil can decide to say, now your left eyes, he won't take back. Politicians in Nigeria, when they do anything that looks like good, pay attention. They are lying to you. And you can call me somebody who just don't like anything good. It depends on what you call good. There's no good in anything called Nigerian politicians. And I know that when you celebrate them or support them, at the end of the day, it's simply because you are the pawn in their chess table that is not paying attention. I pay attention to detail. Call me paranoia. I've always been right when it comes to Nigerian politicians. They can't fool me, but they have a lot of people they fool. So if you are Maiyegun's direct political friend, just know this. If you are my friend and you also have politicians you respect because they are Yoruba, they are Hausa, or they are Igbo, or because they are Christians, or they are Muslim, or because they are old, or no, because they are young, or it's because of their gender. I don't give a damn. I don't. I have no respect for them. And trust me, they are supporters. They don't like me. And I tell you, the only difference is that they respect me a lot. They just don't like to admit it. You this, Maiyegun. They respect me a lot. They can't stop watching me. They can't stop coming here. They can't stop to attend a therapy class because I tell them what they need to know. Even if they love their oppressors, they should always remember that there will always be consequences for your choices. And this time around, you can't make your choice by yourself and then run away from the consequences of your choices and all that. Maiyegun is just your conscience. Somebody to tell you, you have the right to make choice. You have the right to support Tinubu. You have the right to support APC, right to support PDP. You have the right to support one Nigeria. But if you understand very well, you that have the right to support them, you that have the right to say, nah, wait till we want to do, shut up your mouth. You that has that right, my job is to just tell you that choice, that right you have, comes with responsibility. It also comes with consequences. You should know all of this so that when you make your choices, you live with the consequences as well. I'm not your enemy. I am your therapist. I'll see you some other time. From tonight, from here, I'm going to say good night. See you again.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùn àjò Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádùn yẹ àní ẹ̀sùn àjò Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o àní ẹ̀sùn àjò Maiyegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà gbówó jẹ àní ẹ̀sùn àjò Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń gbà rìbá àní ẹ̀sùn àjò Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn àjò Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn àjò Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràgì Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràgì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lé ibó níṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.